TikTok time to rock. All you haters out there, all you haters in the middle of the night and during the day and in the morning and wherever you are, hating, screaming late, screaming perfect dizzle, always late again, whining and saying late again. Psychopath is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. Finally, we get one good comment from all of you. All you combined give one good comment. Colossians 2 Ministries. I like you. I like you. If there's any content on that channel, guys, you need to follow that. This is the only person I've seen in the comments so far with the slightest bit of common sense. Unlike David's running late. And TikTok, no clock on the block. Okay, at least that one rhymed. You get 1 point. 1 point. Hey. Cashing Jew chicks. That's what I'm doing. Hey, wait a second. I was just going live by myself. Then we've got someone who just invited himself, and it's not even Issa. It's Jai. How you doing, man?
It's not even Issa today, man. Hey, what's going on?
Just invited yourself right in, man.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what we do.
Yeah, I just decided just a little while ago, like right before I posted this, which I don't know, it was a couple hours ago or something like that. But yeah, I have a live stream later tonight. Here's the thing, guys. So later tonight, I have at 8 p.m. I have a live stream with Mary Harb and Sarah, Apostate of Allah. And Mary Harp says she has sifted through the evidence, poured through the Muslim sources carefully, as it were, and she has concluded that the best explanation for a bunch of very, very strange details and teachings in the Muslim sources is that Muhammad had a micro PP. Now, that's interesting because Muslims have kind of been arguing that indirectly for a while. They've been saying, and this is we want to remember Andrew Wilson for the good times, not for what he's about to do to Eastern Orthodoxy, the Orthobros. Eastern Orthodoxy is still gonna be around, but the Orthobros, they're gonna be in a little trouble coming up. Anyway, we want to remember Andrew Wilson not as the guy who destroyed his entire group with his tomfoolery, but as the guy who pointed out something about what Muslims were arguing. So Muslims were arguing that, yes, Muhammad consummated the marriage with, I forgot to set slow mode. Let me go to that. Yes, Muhammad consummated the marriage with Aisha when she was 9 years old, but he didn't harm her. So Andrew Wilson, he brought the sources and pointed out that the length of the vaginal canal of a 9-year-old girl is about 2 inches. And therefore, if Muhammad did not harm her, he must have been sub 2 inches. And so this, the rest of us, we interpreted it like not as evidence that Muhammad had a micro PP, but as like just the destruction of their case. Obviously, he would have harmed her. She was 9 years old. Yep. But Mary Harp says, no, if you actually look at the evidence, you have multiple lines of evidence all converging on the idea that Muhammad did, in fact, have a micro PP. So anyway, had that planned. But then tomorrow, I have let me put it this way. There were 5 prompts in this debate. We watched the first 2. I thought Korra got crushed. We're about to watch the third one. But it's the fourth one that I've seen people say the Christians didn't do a good job because they're switching out. I haven't seen it yet. So I'll have to watch it to see. And that just happens, especially when you've got a bunch of people and they're switching people out and so on. So that can happen. But that's the one Muslims have been bragging about on X when I've seen it. I've seen, Korra crushed them on the crucifixion, and they're running their mouths and saying, "You see, Christians have no evidence Jesus was crucified." So I've got a historian,
Oh, wow.
joining me live tomorrow. So was going to do that, but I was like, I don't want to. That's the fourth prompt. I don't want to leave out the third prompt and go 1, 2, then 4.
Right.
I'm not obsessive compulsive, but I'm a little bit compulsive. like I don't want to leave out the third one. So anyway,
And plus LadyLogic is in this one. So
yeah, and that's the other reason, because this is the one that had LadyLogic in it. So anyway, it was right before I scheduled this for now. I was like, I might as well just start early and cover this one. So here we are. I have not seen it, guys. I have not seen this. Have you watched this, Jai?
I have not seen this at all. I haven't seen 1 second of this.
Oh, then we're kind of on the same page here, because I haven't seen 1 second of this one either. Although,
now, I do want to say, just in case Christine is listening, it's not because I wasn't excited she was in it. It's because I wanted to give a raw reaction on a stream, which, like David said, we didn't plan this, but I had assumed that we were going to do it. So I wanted to save the raw reactions for the streams. But I was looking forward to it. I just haven't seen it at all.
All right, so this is the raw reaction of Jai and the Dizzle to the third prompt, which is that Jesus was a Muslim. And we've been dealing with this one for years. You could actually, and we'll have to see what Korra argues, but you could actually make like a mini, I should do a video on it, but you can, and I've made videos responding to the claim that Jesus was a Muslim, but you could actually make like a mini book of fallacies just on this one argument from Muslims. You've got equivocation. They'll equivocate on the meaning of the word Muslim, like they'll change meanings as they're using the word. So yeah, you've got equivocation. You've got what's called the etymological fallacy, which is you go with the original meaning of the word and not what it ended up meaning. So they'll go, oh, the word just means one who submits to God. Jesus submitted to God, right? See, he's a Muslim. So the etymology means this, but the meaning was massively expanded for religious purposes. And when I point that out, you could give examples like the word Hindu. The word Hindu originally meant someone from past the Indus River in India. And so it was just a word for people in India. Later on, it eventually came to mean the followers of Hinduism, the religion there, right? So it was named Hinduism after that word, which just referred to people in India. So notice you could say, well, etymologically, it just referred to people from India. Therefore, Zakir Naik and all the Muslims in India are Hindus. No, none of them would accept that. Every last one of them would say that is the stupidest thing anyone's ever heard. It's exactly what they do when they try to defend Jesus was a Muslim. Or if you take Buddhism, Buddha means enlightened one, and Buddhists are followers of the enlightened one. Well, Muslims, was Muhammad enlightened? Oh, he was enlightened, so he was the Buddha. So Muslims are Buddhists, right? They would never take this sort of argumentation seriously, but they do when they have to defend the claim that Jesus was a Muslim, because they don't have any actual evidence. They have to resort to fallacy. So you can go equivocation, you can go etymological fallacy.
I just want to say, for the etymological fallacy one, those are great examples. I think people should use those, because then those will show, because you can give other examples. You can, a famous one that people who explain this kind of stuff, like linguists or whatever, they'll use like the word butterfly, for example. You dissect the word butterfly, okay, butter and fly, but that doesn't mean a stick of flying butter. But I think if you wanted to, so that demonstrates the point as well, and it shows how ridiculous it is. You don't use the etymology to determine the usage of the word or what the meaning of the word is today. And it never actually meant stick of flying butter, but it just goes to show that even if you break down the etymology, it doesn't actually make the point that etymology equals current meaning. But I think to use those ones like Hindu and Buddhist and actually apply it to like Muslims in India or whatever, I think that actually hits a little harder when you're talking to Muslims. So I would encourage people to use those when you're discussing this with Muslims, because like David said, there's What's the other fallacy? The fallacy of the undisputed. Did you talk about that one? The undisputed middle one? That one? Or you didn't cover
Yeah,
that
the
one?
fallacy of the undistributed
Yeah,
middle. That was
undistributed.
actually,
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
that's
Yeah, yeah.
actually hard to explain because, I mean, you can do it. It just takes a little while, and you have to put things up on the screen and stuff for people to
Okay.
understand it. But yeah,
There's
in
like a whole
logic, and
list of things
yeah,
you could show.
in
Like,
certain kinds of syllogisms, you have what's called the middle term. That's the term that appears in both premises, and it has to be distributed. I don't want to explain all that right now, but if the middle term is not distributed, you end up with fallacies, and so it's easier to understand with examples. So Muslims will say um, something like, "Oh, Jesus bowed down and prayed. Muslims bow down and pray. Therefore, Jesus was a Muslim." It's undistributed because you'd need to say something like, only Muslims bow down to pray. Jesus bowed down to pray. Therefore, Jesus is a Muslim. But you're not. It's not distributed. So it's easy to see the problem with examples like cats are mammals. This dog is a mammal. Therefore, this dog is a cat. You instantly understand how stupid that is, and it's what Muslims do. Jesus bowed to pray, like tons of other people down through history from all kinds of religious groups, including many times polytheists and pagans, right? Yeah. Bowed down to pray. Therefore, Jesus is a Muslim because Muslims bow down to pray. So, yeah, that's the fallacy of the undistributed middle. So that's the.
I always get the name wrong, but once you explain the concept and use examples, it's so easy to get. Like it's like there's a hidden assumption there that only Muslims do whatever that is, fill in the blank. And once you get that, it's like it unlocks like a bunch of different fallacies that Muslims are committing when they use that type of logic. Yeah. So
and matter of fact,
like you said, this example of like Jesus being a Muslim is like you can, like you said, you can write a book about the fallacies that.
And it's really stupid. I mean, when we were in Times Square, Adam Saleh, who's one of the popular Dawa guys, when he stepped up and started claiming that Jesus is a Muslim, he was going, "Hey, Jesus had a beard. Muslims have beards." And he's just, I mean, stupid stuff like that. But that just shows how stupid their thinking is. You could point out the Mott and Bailey fallacy. The Mott and Bailey fallacy. Back in the day, the Mott was like a little like tower or stronghold on a piece of land, and then you had the surrounding village or whatever, and the surrounding territory, and that's called the Bailey. And if someone were to invade, you could retreat from the Bailey, the surrounding area, and just run up into the stronghold, which was easier to defend. And so you wouldn't defend the Bailey, you'd run up into the Mott, which is like a little fortress. And so the Mott and Bailey fallacy is when someone goes after your position and you retreat to something much less significant, but easier to defend. And so Jesus was a Muslim. You're meaning Jesus was a follower of this religion, an adherent of this religion. And then someone comes and attacks and you go, "Oh, no, I'm just saying he submitted to God." That would be the Mutt. You just retreated to a much easier but not relevant claim as far as defending your overall position. So yeah, you could all kinds of fallacies here, all kinds of fallacies.
Yeah. And by the way, not like we could have like a fallacy counter, like the okay, perfect. We can have that kind of counter as well. But also, there's like a heresy kind of counter that's possible as well, because a number of the things that Jesus said, if he were a Muslim, wouldn't be accepted in Islam according to the Gospels, according to what Jesus actually said. So you could say, hold on one second. You could say like for example, like Jesus referring to God as the Father, for example, and then Muslims are like, oh yeah, actually yeah, you can call God Father, and so you can do a heresy counter as well and see how much like heresies they commit with this topic as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's kind of the other issue. So he was praying to the Father, and it's because he's the Son and calls himself the Son and identifies himself as the Son. And guess what, everyone? That would be the worst possible sin in Islam. That's the worst sin you can commit. Shirk, associating yourself as a partner with God. And that happens if you call someone the Son of God. So all kinds of like really, really, really dumb problems. And that should tell you how flawed and pathetic this religion is, that they have to cling to this because their religion says it, and yet they can only defend it with fallacy upon fallacy upon fallacy upon fallacy upon fallacy. And that's always the case. And if you expand to other Muslim arguments, it just gets worse, because they always have to engage in some sort of fallacious reasoning, just like on the Islamic dilemma. So we bring up what the Quran says about the previous scriptures, and that the Quran affirms the inspiration and the preservation and the authority of the previous scriptures, going so far as to say you have to believe in all of it, and if you only believe in parts of your book, Allah will send you to hell. You have to believe in all of it, or he will send you to hell. So he's very clear. You have to believe in all of your book. What does almost every Muslim tell you? Nope. The Quran is just saying believe in parts. It's just saying to believe in parts. Oh yeah, which parts is it telling us to believe in? Only the parts that agree with Islam. And Allah uses this as an argument for why we should believe in the Quran and Muhammad. And the argument is, well, he's affirming your scriptures, therefore you should affirm the Quran, right? Yeah, so the Quran is affirming our book, right? No, just parts. Which parts? The parts that agree with you. But it's not affirming the other parts, right? No, it's only affirming the parts that agree with Islam. Okay, so I'm supposed to be impressed because the Quran affirms the parts of my book that it agrees with, and it doesn't affirm the other parts? But notice, why would we... This is an argument for us. It's trying to tell us why we should believe in Islam. But in order to use this argument, for this argument to get off the ground, we have to assume that the Quran is right and that it's the word of Allah, so that we can take it at 100% factual and therefore get rid of everything in our book that doesn't line up with it. And then whatever's left that lines up with Islam, we say, oh, wow, what after we took out all the parts that disagreed with Islam, what's left lines up with Islam. Oh, my goodness. Now we can conclude that the Quran is the word of God. Oh, wait, that's what we had to assume at the beginning, and Muslims tell us we have to assume, and that means that Allah's main argument for why we're supposed to believe in Islam is circular. So Allah didn't know logic, according to you guys? Allah didn't know logic? We just need like 20, we need to go with like 20 major fallacies and use Islamic arguments to illustrate all the fallacies so people can learn logic.
But it's amazing like how many you can do with just one topic. It's actually crazy like how many you can do with this one topic. I think we just did like 3 or 4 just right now. So
yeah, we did 4 before even bringing up the Islamic dilemma. And I'm sure I'll probably think of some more if I listen to
Korra, we'll
Korra
think of some more. Because she'll say some things that will trigger some more heresy counters / fallacies counters / okay, perfect counters. So.
Oh, by the way.
What's up?
Carmelo, if you're watching, I don't see you here. If anyone sees Carmelo, get my attention for Carmelo. About an hour ago, I got an email from a high school student named Carmelo. And Carmelo apparently goes to a Christian school and has a little project that's due on Thursday. He said, I got a project due on Thursday. I'm supposed to interview someone who has a career that I want to go into, and I want to do apologetics and stuff. So I know I shouldn't have waited till the last minute. I'm ashamed, but I really need to interview you. And so I messaged him back, and it said, can't send. His email inbox is full. So I don't know how I'm supposed to contact him for this last minute interview, but I too have been known to put things off to the last minute here or there, or every single time I've ever done anything in my life. So thought I'd give him a hand, and his email inbox is full and he can't accept messages. So Carmelo's sitting there, is David going to email me back so I can get this interview, so I can get my project done and turn it in on Thursday? And here David is completely willing to help this kid out, and his inbox is full, and he probably he doesn't even know it.
Man, that's a very popular kid, man. Full email box. Hey, shout out to Carmelo. I only know one Carmelo. That's Carmelo Anthony. But this is second Carmelo. So, guys, someone has to know Carmelo, or someone who knows Carmelo. So,
hey, who knows Carmelo out there?
Someone's got to know him. Let him know that David's willing to be interviewed.
You know what sucks? Carmelo's he's going to sit there waiting the entire time, and then he's going to get an F on his project. He's going to flunk out of high school, never going to be an apologist like he wants to be. And then he's going to be enraged and he's going to say, David ruined it all. And he's going to come to this live stream to vent his frustrations. And he's going to say, I was here live asking, where's Carmelo?
Hashtag where's Carmelo?
Where's Carmelo? People posting, Carmelo, clear your inbox, bro. Nice. Nice.
All right.
Let's take these first couple of super chats, and then we will jump into this debate. Here's my GIF, you grifter. God bless you both. Thank you.
God bless you too.
Davo, if you want to have on a traditional Protestant Anglican apologist who loves history and throwing hands with the Orthobros, I'm your man. Oh, why would we want to
I've seen him before, the other Paul. I've seen him before.
Why would we want to throw hands with anybody, man? We're all about peace and love here. We're
trying to unite people. We're the ones trying to unite people.
We're bringing everybody together, man. Sad part is the Orthobros won't let us. They want division. And you guys want division? I'm going to give you some division, guys. I'm going to give you some division. You asked for it. Don't say I didn't warn you like 9,000 times. But careful what you wish for.
Hassan, I have to say, I made a post about this earlier. I saw your clip. You made a clip from your live stream with Tony Costa. I didn't get a chance to watch the live stream, but I saw the clip, and I concluded from that Jay Dyer is demonic after I watched that. To compare the Coptic martyrs to Hezbollah martyrs and say that they're like the same thing to you, I couldn't believe he said that.
I've gotten multiple messages from the Orthobros who are defending Jay Dyer, just his little bingo. But this is why they're cult-like. They can't acknowledge, this is okay. This was messed up. He's human. He made a mistake. Let it slide. We'll tell him to stop doing that. A bunch of them had to go and defend it just because that's their guy. And what are you defending? What were you defending? What were they cheering for Andrew Wilson on? Andrew Wilson was defending the claim that Orthodox Christians should align, at least sometimes, that was his point, but for a good reason. If Orthodox Christians have a good reason to align with Dawa guys to attack Christians who are preaching the gospel, then they should do it, if there's a good reason. Well, guess what? I'm hearing from these guys. They're sending me messages saying, you guys are in the same ballpark with Muslims and everyone else. You're all outside the church. You're all in the same ballpark. Okay, well, and Andrew, when I posted that clip earlier, that was Andrew saying that when we preach the gospel, it's like someone's on fire and we're trying to just put out the fire with gasoline. We're making the situation worse. Okay, well, guess what? You put those two things together. When we preach the gospel to Muslims, we're making the situation worse and destroying that person even more. We're pouring gasoline on an already burning person. Then it would be a good thing to do to derail us and stop us from criticizing Islam and from preaching the gospel to Muslims, right? It would be a good thing to stop us because we're making the situation worse. Well, and then the other day he defended the claim that if there's a good reason for aligning with Muslims against, let's say, Protestants or Catholics, then you should do it. Well, what are you saying here? You should have the Orthobro. Guys, what am I missing, right? He defended both those things. That what we're doing when we interact with Muslims is evil. It's evil and it's making things worse. And if you have a good reason to help Muslims against Christians, you should do it. Okay, then Orthobros and Dawa Bros should be aligned to destroy Catholic and Protestants who are criticizing Islam and preaching to Muslims until we're all out of the way, and then just the Orthobros can go out and throw
the Oriental Orthodox in there too, like the Copts and things like that too, because there's a lot of up and coming Coptic and Oriental, Ethiopian, etc. Apologists. They're like these young guys who know philosophy really well and stuff like that, and they're one of the guys' name is Agen. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I think he's Coptic. And so Jay Dyer wouldn't consider him to be a Christian, and these guys wouldn't consider him a Christian. But he's doing great work. He's like destroying Muslims and philosophy and logic, and he's showing them all sorts of flaws. And Yeah, so it's one thing to say, like, I mean, for me personally, like when I don't want to get too off topic. I won't go too long with it, but I just want to say, like, if I see like a Muslim going into like atheism or something like that, then they take like the kind of Richard Dawkins approach and they try to like convert people to their atheism. I see that as like, spiritually speaking, I call it like a lateral move. It's like you didn't go forward, you didn't go backwards. You just like you went from Islam to atheism, and now you're trying to draw people into atheism or whatever like that. But he's saying it's actually worse than that. He's saying it's like they're going into something, and it's actually worse than where they were before. He's saying that they're going from Islam into something worse. So the gospel that you are preaching is supposed to be supposedly worse than what they currently believe in, and it's actually more dangerous. And that's why I say this is just demonic. This is just demonic. These attacks are just demonic.
It's a serious, serious problem. But don't worry. You got a problem? I know a problem solver.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Mo and Dazut said Hassan Shibli claimed Buddha was a Muslim.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I think there have been other Muslims who defended that, and they want to find Muhammad in the Buddhist scriptures and the Hindu scriptures and so on. It's like, well, you might as well if you're going to call everyone in everyone in the Bible a Muslim. You might as well just point to anyone. Even Alexander the Great, the pagan of all pagans. He was a Muslim too. Whenever you see Saitama smiling because of the giant's mistake, remember demonic mind manipulation, in this case of the emotion of amusement. This is Nordine still obsessed with...
He's got a new obsession, man.
The Saitama picture. Still going off on that. Sup, Davey? Jai, always nice to see you. DOC has been pretty quiet lately. Praying all is well. Much love, brothers.
Yeah, hopefully things are moving forward with what we're doing, and hopefully you guys will see us all soon together. So keep us in prayers, and thanks for asking about it.
Yeah, in case anyone is wondering, there's nothing that's actually wrong. There's just something that's taking up time. There's just something that's taking up a lot of time.
Yeah, exactly.
And taking up significantly more time than everyone thought. And so, yeah, that's the situation. This is all happening for AP to come to the truth. And we have, if Carmelo follows in David's footsteps, his project will be turned in late. Hey, Carmelo, look, if you get this message late and you have to hand it in late, you just say, I wanted to follow David Wood in David Wood's steps, and he's always late, so I handed this paper in on Monday instead of Thursday. And it wouldn't have been right to hand it in on time if David Wood's involved. And we have Jai sent you a message on, what is TT? About Fath Bari and
TikTok.
TikTok.
I'm not. By the way, guys, I'm not really. I know sometimes I get on TikTok and I see like a ton of unread messages. I'm not active on there, but I will look because you said it. I guess you're objective Christian. Okay, I'll look out for your name.
About Fath Bari and Sahih Bukhari 6130. Can you lend me a hand? Oh, okay. This is interesting. So yeah, Sahih Bukhari, in the English translation, includes commentary from Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani and Fath Bari. And so I guess they're asking about that.
Yep. Let me write it down now just so I don't forget.
And last one, then we'll jump into the video. My name is Abin Sak Majr al-Asawak. I am the slave of Allah. How dare you mock Islam in the presence of the slave of Allah, the most merciful. All right. Are you ready? You ready, John?
Ready.
Okay.
Let's do it.
We have not seen...
Get our counters ready. Our counters ready.
We haven't seen any of this. Let's find out if Korra has a better case than all the Dawa guys who've come before her, because their case sucks. Let's find out.
My next prompt is, Jesus is a Muslim. My name is Korra.
Hi, I'm Christine.
Hey, girl, how you doing?
I'm good.
Hanging in there. I'm Lauren.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Shayla Perez. I'm Christina.
All right, nice to meet you guys. So, obviously, as a Muslim...
Act like you don't know Christina.
I
think there were two Christinas.
Yeah, Christine and Christina. Yeah, I like how that one lady like kind of broke the ice a little bit. There must have been a lot of tension in the room, and she's like, "How you doing? How you doing?" Mm-hmm. They all left.
I believe that every single prophet of God, from Adam all the way to Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, submitted to the one and only true God.
And I believe that because one fake prophet said it. And I believe everything this fake prophet said, no matter how much it contradicts reality. This fake prophet said Alexander the Great was a devout Muslim, so we'll just say he meant someone else. He says Jesus was a devout Muslim, even though from an Islamic perspective, Jesus committed the worst possible sin and caused more shirk than anyone else in the history of the universe. Y'all getting that? Do you see that issue? You have over 2 billion people. 2 billion people who believe Jesus is Lord. Why? Because of the things Jesus said. And therefore, Jesus has caused more shirk than any other person in history by saying the things he said. And they said, this is a devout Muslim. Why? Because Muhammad said it. Well, then Muhammad sounds like a complete lying moron.
Which is the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. So why do you guys believe that Jesus was not a Muslim?
Hold on a
Jesus
second.
believed that.
What's up?
So the other prompt I saw you do, Issa jumped on that one, so I'm jumping on this one. But yeah, the other one, she made a statement and she didn't actually like give an argument for it. She just made a statement. Like she said something like, the Quran contains material that only comes from Allah, and she never gave an example. I mean, she never gave an example of that. At least in her opening, she never gave an example. But now she's doing the same thing here. She's just stating. She's just making an assertion. She's not giving an argument. If I remember correctly, Christina, she'd make an argument, and then the Muslims would respond to what she actually said in the argument. But she's just making assertions, and like, oh, we believe that all the prophets were Muslims and Jesus was a Muslim. But what's the argument? What's the argument? There's no argument there. I mean, I'm sure she's going to get into it, but I just noticed this, that she just makes assertions without trying to defend them.
Yeah, so even when she's supposed to be defending something, she just starts off by saying something, no argument, no evidence. Here's what I believe. Now you prove me wrong, as if it's their job to prove you wrong and not your job as the affirmative position who came up with the prompt that you wanted to show is true. Yeah, but you don't have any burden of proof. But maybe she's going to go somewhere with this. Let's find out.
A Muslim.
Jesus believed that God was the Father. Do you affirm as a Muslim that God is a Father?
Yeah, so what do we mean by father here? What does father mean?
Father can mean metaphorical or literal. So we believe that Jesus is the begotten Son of God. And we believe that God is a father metaphorically and that the children of Israel are his children.
Yeah, I want to add something.
Yeah.
I think we can't divorce Judaism from this conversation. Jesus was Jewish. He followed Jewish traditions. He was born of Jews. So if we're going to say anything, Jesus was a Jew. So I'm curious why you're not leading with that or acknowledging that.
I'm guessing already that the reason she's encouraging them to go with this and then saying, what does it mean, is she's probably a fatherite, right, Jay? I'm guessing she's a fatherite.
She seems to be in that camp. Now, I don't, with Korra, I don't know too much about her other than that one conversation I had with her, a couple years ago. And then turns out she said she was only like a teenager at the time. But according to we don't actually know how old she is. She gives different ages to different people, or different people give different ages of her. Anyway, I don't know much about her. I'm thinking that she lines up pretty well with the other TikTok people that she associates with. So even though I don't know her or her views that well, the people that she's associated with, like Orthodox Muslim, for example, he's a big, what they call a father, right? So because even in her answer with Christina, she's trying to put her on what does it mean? Like, what does father mean? But she didn't actually say like it's not permissible in Islam to call God father. So I think that she's probably in the fatherite camp.
Yeah, let me, and we haven't seen how she's going to respond, but she did ask to distinguish, okay, what's father mean? So it sounds like she's going to be okay with a certain meaning. But Jai, you're familiar with the Quran. Does the Quran say that it's okay to call Allah Father as long as, you mean something like metaphorical or analogical or something like that? So it's okay to call Allah Father?
No. It actually specifically denies that Allah is a father in a literal sense as well as in a metaphoric sense. And so that's in chapter 5, verse 18. It says, like, the Jews and Christians say that we are God's beloved and we are his children. And it says, nay, say you are from among his creation, and something like, why does he punish you for your sins? Now, I always thought about that verse. It's like, if you kind of like reverse the logic a little bit, I wonder what you could kind of get. So it's like, he says that, like, okay, you're not a child of God because Allah punishes you for your sins. Well, I have a question. What if someone is sinless then? What's the rebuttal to them? Can they call themselves a child of God? And then it says, like, you're amongst what he created. So anyway, so I always wondered if you could reverse that and kind of come up with a situation where Allah could have a son, but I could never figure it out. And the Quran's constantly denying it over and over and over again. In fact, I don't have it on me right now. You might have it, actually. Al-Qurtubi, I know, because I know you have a translation of that. In chapter 9, verse 30, he actually addresses, he goes down in chapter 9, verse 30, and he talks about the views that, refer to, this is where Ozair and Jesus, they're called, the Messiah, the Son of Allah. And he's talking about the different meanings of what Son of God means here. And he goes to like this is what Al-Tabari says, what he means. It means like a literal sense, like a literal father. And then he says, even in the sense, if it's like a metaphor, meaning like you have a special relationship with God, but not like a kind of biological relationship. He said that's even kufr, that's even disbelief. So that's Al-Qurtubi for chapter 9, verse 30.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
So now, as far as I can tell, I haven't paid much attention to the Fatherites, but seems like they say, okay, as long as you're understanding it in a metaphorical sense, it was okay to say then, but then he abrogated the use of that at some point and then changed it for Muslims to avoid confusing people. And it's like, well, where's your evidence for that? Where's your evidence for that? And the only evidence would be, well, he's father all over the Bible and he's not in the Quran, therefore it must have been abrogated. But it is interesting how they can just like make stuff up like that. And it's like, where's your source? Where's your source? Allah says, I've abrogated this. Because all you're pointing out is that, well, the Quran's contradicting the Bible. And so we're going to make something up to avoid the contradiction.
Yeah, and Muslims, they're always making fun of the titles that God has in the Bible as well. Like, where it says God is, he's our rock. Oh, your God is a rock. You guys say that we kiss a rock. Well, your God is a rock. And they'll use that kind of thing as an insult. And then, like, God saying that he's the husband of Israel, the husband, like, he's the, you have the bride and bridegroom as well. And like, with the church. And so they'll acknowledge that the Bible uses language that Muslims would never use. But when it comes to father, which the Quran says over and over and over and over again, that Allah is not a father in any sense at all, they're like, oh, well, maybe it was possible back then because, there's some precedence for that in the Bible, at least. Well, the Bible also says that God is a husband as well. So can Allah be a husband in any sense? And then they would say no for that. Or maybe I don't know how the Fatherites view that, if passage actually, or that title in particular, but they're very they don't have any support for their position amongst any of their scholars. In fact, I was just listening to a sheikh earlier today. Someone sent me a clip, and he was saying how he actually was talking about this topic, about whether you can call yourself a child of God, child of Allah, in a metaphorical context. He said, no, that's still disbelief. It's still kufr. So this is not. In fact, Libiano, who is the father of the Fatherites, he was in a discussion with a sheikh who came to TikTok, introduced there by other Muslims who take very strong opposition to that view. That they take the traditional Muslim view that father was never acceptable in Islam, never in the past, obviously not in the present, and nor in the future. And they say that that's not at all acceptable within Islam to even say that it was possible. This sheikh actually talked to him. It was a conversation that they had. The guy was speaking in Arabic, and Libiano was talking to him, and he told him that he recanted his position and he accepts what the sheikh says, but then he went back to his position. But this sheikh told him that it's blasphemous to say this in any sense. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry for I take your correction. I learned so much from you. And then he goes back to his view, like the next day or something like that. So he talked to like a sheikh about this before, and he told him off. multiple of these guys have also contacted other popular sheikhs as well, and they've commented on the topic. Everyone is saying the same thing. You cannot have this in Islam. This is not Islamic. You can't even believe that Allah used to be called Father. And they just have all that other side, like the non-Fatherite side, they have all the Islamic support on their side. The Fatherites are just completely lost. But guess what? It's the Islamic dilemma that forced them to say that. That's the reason why you have Fatherite Muslims, is because of the Islamic dilemma.
Everyone catching that? And so that is a rare moment of progress, in intellectual progress in the Ummah, guys. It's the Islamic dilemma forced them to the position where, okay, it was acceptable to call Allah Father in the past, right? So, so the reason there, guys, is when we run the Islamic dilemma and we point out, hey, the Quran's affirming these scriptures over and over and over again, and they want to say, oh yeah, in a general sense, not every little detail, even though it says in every little detail, but they want to say, oh, it's just kind of a general sense. Okay, God being Father is all over the place, Old Testament and New Testament. So it's in a general sense. Guess that. That's general in the Bible. And so they're kind of forced to say, all right, must have, if the Quran's even affirming it in a general sense, then that's all over the Bible, so we can't deny that one. And now you've got some Muslims saying it was okay to call Allah Father back then. But then he changed his mind and said, no more father. I'm not your father anymore. I disown all of you. Weird times.
Oh, and by the way, and I just remember this, but in chapter 9, verse 30, it says that they're just repeating the statements of disbelievers of old, or something to that effect. I don't have it in front of me right now, but it says that, so in other words, it's not just something new Allah is repudiating. He's saying that they're repeating disbelief statements of previous times. So he's not saying like back then it was okay. He's saying no, it was back then, it was still blasphemous, still wrong, and they're still repeating this blasphemous, thing. And he says, may Allah destroy them. That's what it says. Yep. So whoever says that Jesus is the Son of God in any sense, Allah wants them to be destroyed.
Yeah, so guys, you catch that? It's saying that when Jews call Ezra the son of Allah and Christians call Jesus the son of Allah, we're imitating the unbelievers from the olden times. We're imitating the pagans. Well, what's the problem with that? Following this reasoning, why did Christians call Jesus the Son of God? Because it was revealed that way, but Allah didn't really mean it. And now he calls for our destruction because we misunderstood him, right? We took it too seriously. So the Fatherites are actually claiming, nope, it was revealed that God is your father. God is your father. And then you get to the Quran. He's like, no, I have to destroy them for saying that Allah has a son. Well, that would be on Allah, wouldn't it? He revealed it that way. Weird times. All right, here we go.
Yeah, because I'm asking you guys why you do not believe that Jesus was a Muslim. So I'm asking from your perspective, what exactly is deterring you from the belief that Jesus was a Muslim and you essentially establishing that he was a Jew?
Can you define the word Muslim? I know you said...
A submitter to the one true God.
Okay, can I say something really quick? Because I know you have a lot to say. And so these are such beautiful sisters, and you are doing a great job. I love your psychology. What I'm noticing about you is that you...
That's not what Muslims mean when they say Jesus is a Muslim. That's where the equivocation begins.
Already doing it.
Yeah, it's already doing it. It's a submitter to the one true God.
Yeah, notice.
That's not what Muslim means.
Yeah, notice, even if Islam is a false pagan religion, you could still, according to that definition, call Jesus a Muslim because he submitted to the true God, even though the God of Islam is a false God. Is this really what you guys want to do? Show something that's completely meaningless, just based on the etymological meaning of a term? Is that all you Muslims mean when you say Jesus was a Muslim? Is that he submitted to the true God, even if it's not Islam, even if it's not our religion? Is that what you mean? Or are you saying he was a follower of your religion? You know what you mean, and you lie like this every freaking time, and then you demand that we take your stupid claims seriously. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. And I'm assuming she's going to roll with this.
Yeah, I'm sure.
interrupt us when you feel like you have to defend yourself, right? And so what I ask is that this be interrupt us when you feel like you have to.
That's funny.
I know you
A submitter to the one true God.
Okay, can I say something really quick, because I know you have a lot to say, and so these are such beautiful sisters, and you are doing a great job. I love your psychology. What I'm noticing about you is that you interrupt us when you feel like you have to defend yourself, right? And so what I ask is that this be a good debate where we all let each other talk, okay? In Jesus' mighty name, can we do that?
Yeah, of course, by all means. When I usually
She just said, in Jesus' mighty name, can we do that? She said, of course. Okay, so Korra agreed. Not only has she said that every single thing the Christian ladies have ever claimed is perfect, now she's agreeing not to interrupt in the mighty name of Jesus. That's good. I keep looking around because I wanted to find the volume to check out for it to be.
I know you got it somewhere, but you have a ton of stuff. But that was
volume 4. One second.
Okay, volume.
You go ahead and talk for a second, Jack.
All right, what's up, guys? We're good. All right, David is going to be looking for El Cortavi for chapter 9. So we're gonna chapter 9, verse 30. So, how you guys doing? What's up? What's going on? Hey, did anyone reach out to Carmelo? Anyone got any confirmation on Carmelo? And know for sure if he's gonna clear up his email so we can get in touch with David. Anybody know? All right. Let's see. I'm just asking if anyone got in touch with Carmelo. You got it. You got the volume.
Of course I do. What do you think? I'm not going to have Cortaby? I'm the Cortaby master.
Yeah, guys. So I like the psychological breakdown that she just gave. It kind of tells people like you're clocking them, and you're like, hey, look, we know what you like. We can hear what you're saying. We hear your arguments, but we can also see through you. We know what you're doing and why you're doing it, and that kind of like that's. It kind of throws people off sometimes when they're doing something like dishonest or doing something dirty, because they're like, oh, you're noticing that. And then maybe she'll get a little self-conscious and she actually won't cut people off as much, but we'll see.
This is interesting. This is saying that no Jews who call Ezra son of God remain. That's funny.
Oh,
sadly, the whole thing died out, which raises the question: well, why did Muhammad say that on the day of judgment, Jews in general are going to be asked why they worshipped Ezra? It's confusing.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Let's see. The apparent meaning of the words of the Christians is that the Son of God means a son by lineage, as the Arabs say about angels.
This is the first part, and he gives like a Tabari's view and another, but then this is good, but then the next part is whatever it is. So they did translate this. That's good.
The Christians agree that the Messiah is God and that he is the Son of God. Ibn Atiyah said, it is said that some of them believe in sonship by way of kindness and mercy. This idea also cannot be applied to him. It is unbelief. So they they're talking about in a metaphorical like resemblance. So, Jesus was kind. They're just saying, so some people said, well, maybe the Christians just mean like in terms of kindness and mercy, Jesus is kind and merciful. So he's metaphorically a son of God. And he says, this is unbelief. This idea cannot be applied to him.
Yep.
Interesting.
And that's kufr in Arabic. So he's saying that this idea with all the father rights out there, they are doing something when they say that, it was allowed. Okay, of course it's not in a literal sense, but it was allowed in a metaphorical sense. Nope. Not according to Al-Qurtubi.
We need to just make like simple videos on this stuff, showing a bunch of these guys defending this father right position. And hey, you're kafirs. You're kafirs according to Qurtubi. You guys greater than Qurtubi? Apparently, because he said it's kufr. Uh-oh. All right, let's see what we got here.
What I wanted to say is that Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, he cannot be put in a religion that came 600 years after he died and rose from the dead and was and ascended to heaven with so many witnesses. This religion comes over 600 years later in the 7th century. How are you going to tell us all these things when it happened first? Jesus came here first. He lived. There's historians that prove this. But what I do know is that there's two definitions to Muslim. There's lowercase m, which means one who can submit to God, lowercase m. Then there's uppercase, right?
Well, by the way, if you just went with etymology, it's one who submits, right?
Yeah. There's nothing about God in there. There's nothing about God in there.
Okay, so if someone's into some weird practices where someone has to submit to the pervy other, Hijab could tell us all about this stuff, because he's the he's.
I mean, no, you can even use just a verb in a sentence to, like, he submitted to the police, and you're gonna use, like, he submitted to the police. So
he's a Muslim.
He's a Muslim to the police. Yeah. He's a Muslim to the police, or something like that. Or he's
hang on. So Jeffrey Epstein eventually he submitted to death if he ended himself, and so on. So he would he'd be a Muslim because he submitted. That's what the word means. So hey, we need to make some absurd videos like that as well. There's too much we need to do, man. We need to get cranking. These guys are saying completely idiotic, nonsensical stuff like it's a sport, and they get away with it because we don't call it out fast enough. So they just run around with this stupid, insanely stupid stuff. So this woman here,
I have an idea. Okay, so you can, people who do incredibly evil acts, they're submitted to an evil ideology. Right, so people who commit,
Satanists,
horrible act,
Satanists submit to Satan. Satanists submit to Satan. Therefore, they are submitters. Therefore, they are Muslims. Really, you guys just want to go with the definition?
I'm thinking even people who do acts of terrorism or something like that. Let's say they don't identify as believing in Muhammad, but they are submitting to an ideology. So maybe, according to Dawa guys, these guys were actually Muslims. Why? Well, they submitted to a particular ideology, and that's what all Muslims means, to submit. When they say to the one true God, that's just adding something in there. That there's nothing in the Arabic that says to the one true God. So if you're just going by the etymology, or you're just going by what the word means according to its root and etc., there's nothing about submitting to God. So yeah, you can come up with all sorts of scenarios. Sheikh Uthman admits that I don't know, some dictator that he hates is a Muslim because he submits to an evil ideology or something like that.
So I think this is Christine here. Christine is pointing out, she's pointing out that already that she knows where Korra is going with this, and that she's going to use equivocation. So, there's two meanings of Muslim here, and that's what you should do, guys. So there's Muslim that just means one who submits, and if you're saying that's all you mean, okay, all kinds of non-Muslims are Muslim in that sense. We don't care at all if that's all you mean. You're just saying, here's an Arabic word.
You know what you can do? Ask them, say, hey, why aren't ISIS Muslims? Just ask them that. Ask them why aren't ISIS, and then they're going to tell you, because they contradict the teachings of Muhammad. Oh, so it's about Muhammad. It's not about submitting to. Okay. So just ask them those kind of questions.
You don't even need that, because a lot of them would believe that that those guys are Muslims. Say, hey, why those Nazis there, they submitted to Adolf, so they're Muslims, right? They're Muslims in that sense. Okay, is that the only sense that you're saying Jesus is a Muslim? Like anyone who's ever submitted to anything is a Muslim? Okay. Completely stupid and irrelevant point. Are you claiming that he's a Muslim in the religious sense of one who submits to Allah, the founder of the supposed founder of your religion? Is that what you're claiming? Or are you just claiming the completely irrelevant, pointless one? Because they want to keep switching. They want to claim the second one, and then when you object, they don't want to defend it. They don't want to defend it because they can't, so they switch to the other meeting. You notice that's Mott and Bailey. That's Mott and Bailey. Here's what we're really claiming, this big claim. As soon as you attack, no, we're just saying this. We're just saying this tiny little thing up here in our fortress. Pathetic. Absolute. Dawa is pathetic, guys.
Wow. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Here we go.
It keeps getting worse, too. It keeps getting worse for them. So the way that they're saying Jesus is a Muslim is not how they would say Muhammad was a Muslim. Two completely different definitions.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, she gave what is just a completely normal person's instant reaction to hearing Muslims claim Jesus was a Muslim. What are you talking about? Islam came along later. And then, of course, the Muslim response is, no, but we believe that Islam was here all along and that Jesus was a Muslim. Okay, but there's no evidence for that. And that's why you guys have to resort to logical fallacies and equivocation to defend, oh, no, Abraham was a Muslim because he submitted to God. That's all we mean. That's all we mean. Pathetic.
7th century. How are you going to tell us all these things when it happened first? Jesus came here first. He lived. There's historians that prove this. But what I do know is that there's two definitions to Muslim. There's lowercase m, which means one who can submit to God, lowercase m. Then there's uppercase, right? There's capital M, which means one who follows Islam, okay? One who prays towards Mecca, one who reads the Quran, one who does all that. So there's two different meanings that we're working with that we need to understand what meaning you're talking about. Because Jesus Christ, he's our Lord and Savior. And he did not teach what Islam teaches. Absolutely not.
Notice she's giving multiple reasons here. She's giving multiple reasons. Jesus didn't teach what Islam teaches. How could he be a Muslim when he taught very different things from what Islam teaches? So she's giving good response. But guys, what she just did there, you should always do that. Hey, here are two possible meanings of Muslim. One, there's this bare etymological meaning, or an adherent of your religion. And she kind of went a little too far because she said, praying towards Mecca and, reading the Quran and stuff. They don't have to believe that. They don't have to believe that because they believe that there were different revelations and that the Qibla, the direction of prayer, could be different at different times. So they don't need to mean that Jesus was doing all that, but he does need to be following the core teachings and principles of Islam, which in the New Testament, he definitely did not. Very different stuff here.
Yeah, by the way, also, the Muslims will divorce the submitting to that the Quran tells you about, which is you have to submit to Muhammad. That's is it 464, right? Is that the verse 464? Where you have to submit entirely to Muhammad. That's
465, Jai, get it right.
Oh, okay.
I gave you like 6 seconds to correct yourself.
Okay, 465. Yeah, okay, 465. There you go. So, but in that verse, really important verse, guys, that tells you what kind of submitting is necessary to be a Muslim. It's not, you just submit to God. No, you have to submit to everything Muhammad said. Everything. And there's some crazy stories to why that verse was revealed and like what the background for that is. And it's just all about submitting to Muhammad.
Wait a minute. What the heck is this, man? Because people in the chat are saying Muhammad Hijab's live. I knew he was live. I didn't care, but I wanted to check and see how he's doing. Look at this. This live stream was just like an afterthought where, okay, I don't want to skip the third prompt. And so I want to do it. Whereas Hijab now has his weekly Tuesday call-in live stream. We've got over 1,000. Muhammad Hijab has 867 watching. How is that the king of Dawah? How is the king of Dawah? The king of Dawah can't get as many people watching his weekly live stream where he tells everyone to call in. Super exciting live call-in show with the champ. And his 1.3 million subscribers, and we could just go live at random and we get more people watching than he does.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
If he wanted to actually do it, and his first live stream, he could have set the precedence and hey, we're gonna debate Avery, and I think that one he had like 2,000. So but he everything that he did. He destroyed. He destroyed his own future in it.
Should have taken the L, man. Should have taken the L. He looked like a pathetic coward, and he's such a narcissist that he can't admit that it was a stupid move, and so he just doubles down and I'll take Avery to court. I'll take him to court over this. Okay. You're looking really, really pathetic to the entire world right now. And now people aren't even interested in watching you, dude.
Yeah. I mean, who's like, he took away the like who's going to want to talk to him now? Because if you can't even upload your conversation, the guy, you know what I mean? Unless you want to go to court with them.
And
So
I
it's
mean-
like he just kind of took that away from everybody. Like who wants it, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, what's crazy is the live call-in shows. We're going to be starting once Jai's back, guys. We're going to be starting live call-in shows, right? So at least a couple times a week, we'll have live call-in. We want to do live call-in shows where other guys aren't doing live call-in shows, so that there's always a time when Muslims can call in and discuss things when they want to. But the live call-in shows, because they're more exciting, and you're wondering who's going to call in and what they're going to bring up, those do way better. Right. So just me and Jai talking here, we'll have 1,000. Some, might have 2,000, 3,000 or something like that, depending on the topic. Avery's getting 4,500 and stuff like that with the live call-in shows because people are more interested in them. So guess what?
Yeah.
If Hijab's doing live call-in shows and can't bust 1,000 anymore with 1.3 million subscribers, this guy's imploding, man. Absolutely imploding. Crazy stuff. Crazy times. All right, back up a little bit here so we can get her point.
He did not teach what Islam teaches. Absolutely not. And this is what we're going to talk about right now.
Absolutely. So my point is, I want to see if we agree on like the main thing that she said. She said that Jesus cannot essentially be ascribed to a specific religion. Do you guys believe that Jesus was not part of a specific
Jesus was a Jew.
Okay, so Jesus was...
Also, that's not what she said. She said you can't put him into a religion 6 years later, but 600 years later. Y'all know what
7 centuries later, baby.
600, whatever. My main question to you, because you're asking us Christians, why we believe that Jesus was not a Muslim. Allah rejects being a father in every sense. How can the Jesus that taught us to pray to our Father, that's how he taught us to pray, how can he be Muslim?
Okay, perfect. So first off,
perfect.
that's actually...
You're darn right. It was perfect. It was perfect. Allah says he is not a father in any sense. He rejects metaphorical, literal, analogical, whatever. You are not to call him father. And yet Jesus, and she's not even bringing up Jesus being the divine son. She's not even bringing that up. She's just like, okay, Jesus teaches his followers to pray. Pretty important, right? How you pray. So his followers teach us how to pray. And he says, you pray like this, our Father. So you're telling us that this devout Muslim prophet taught his followers to do something which is, according to Islam, shirk, the worst possible sin. That's what he taught, this devout Muslim prophet? So, according to that reasoning, if you wanted to make the claim, you'd have to say, according to Islam, devout Muslim prophets can commit the worst possible sins and convince billions of people to do the exact same thing. And they're still good prophets, right? Really? Don't they believe that prophets are at least free of major sins? And here you're saying this guy's a prophet and he's like the all-time king of shirk, according to your religion?
Oh boy.
Weird times, man. But nope, gotta defend it. Gotta defend it. Muhammad said it, gotta defend it, no matter how absolutely stupid and insane it is. Weird.
Based off of a false presupposition. Allah does not negate being a father in every single sense. He negates being a father in the ontological.
Hey, Jai, did Allah say only... Don't call me a father in the ontological sense, but other than that, you could call me father. Is that what he said?
No.
There are. I mean, it's clear that Christians and Jews were using it metaphorically. They weren't claiming to be God's offspring. They weren't claiming that they themselves are God's offspring, and the Quran still condemns them for saying that. And we just read from Qurtubi, one of my favorite commentator. He's my favorite. He's my favorite commentator. Because of, I don't know, it's just awesome commentary. And then he'll go through everything that everyone else said and stuff. And he says, no sense do you call God Father. It's kufr. So, So, and by the way, according to Qurtubi, Korra is a kafir. She's a kafir, according to Qurtubi.
Yeah, Korra the kafira. That's her new.
Korra the kafir.
Korra the kafira. Okay, so by the way, the Quran also talks about
that might be her new nickname, Kafir Korra. Call her Kafir Korra.
There you go, guys. Make it take off.
I might change the name of this live stream. Hold up.
So, okay. So, by the way, the Quran doesn't only talk about Allah being a father in the sense of begetting, physically begetting, or something like that. It also talks about him even adopting as well. So it rejects him being, yes, it rejects him being a father in a physical kind of offspring sense. It rejects him being a father in a kind of adoptive father sense, and it also 518 and 530, according to some scholars, say that it's a metaphorical sense as well that Allah rejects. So every single sense that you can think of, adoptive father, a biological father, or a metaphorical father, there's no sense in which the Quran allows. You're not going to read the Quran and think that it was ever okay to call Allah a father. You're not going to find that. It doesn't exist.
And Allah loves names. He's got names left and right. He's got names falling out his pockets. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that, but I ain't a father. Don't call me that. And oh, yeah, he's a father as long as you understand it's in the metaphorical sense. Yeah, so I changed the title to Was Jesus a Muslim? Kafir, Korra versus LadyLogic, because I didn't know what other women were there. And then I changed the description. Korra tries to convince Christian women, including LadyLogic, that Jesus was a Muslim, but ends up exposing herself as a kafir.
Kafir.
And that's a fact. That's a fact, guys. There's no disputing. There's no like, oh, we're just messing with her. This is kufr. This is unbelief according to Islam, and she's saying it's fine. So she is spreading kufr to her fellow Muslims who are watching, convincing them, yeah, we could call God Father as long as you understand it. He's not in the biological sense. Hey, we could all he's our Father. He's our Father in heaven.
Yeah, but hey, David, it's not just fine. It's perfect. It's perfect. So
hey, we should all ask, Korra, can you go ahead and pray the Lord's Prayer for us since you believe it's fine?
Ooh.
Can you pray? Matter of fact, we want all you Muslims, all you fatherites, so say we want you all to join together, record a video of yourself. We don't. Here's the thing: we don't believe you. We don't believe you take this seriously. We think you're trying to avoid a response, right? Which we think you're trying to avoid a criticism of your position, and so you're just saying this stuff. I don't think you really believe it. If you want to show us that you really believe this, let's hear you recite the Lord's Prayer. Get together, join hands together, and say the Lord's Prayer for us. Go ahead.
Yeah, let us know how much you really believe what you're claiming, right? So
you should understand our position because you're such compulsive liars. We don't believe anything you say because you're such liars. So here's the situation: you could actually prove it. Pray the Lord's Prayer. Record yourselves as a group reciting the Lord's Prayer. Let's see it.
Man, I can't believe she got a new nickname. That's a way better nickname than Korra the Kafira. Kafira is the feminine, so she's Korra the Kafira. That's way better than what she currently. By the way, her current name, it's Korra the Tammy. The word Tammy is actually in the masculine. So she actually is referring to herself as masculine. It should be Tamiya, but I don't think she knows Arabic. So
what should I keep? I put Kafir Korra. Should I make it Kafir Korra?
Yeah.
Or keep her with the masculine?
Masculine matches the Tammy thing that she currently has, but Kafira, you could do that. Yeah, you could do that. That's the
Kafir Korra. Hey, Kafir Korra. It almost sounds like Capricorn. Now she's into astrology. Might as well. You could just make up anything and say it lines up with Islam. So astrology is fine. Kafir Korra is a Capricorn.
Why we believe that Jesus was not a Muslim. Allah rejects being a father in every sense. How can the Jesus that taught us to pray to our Father, that's how he taught us to pray, how can he be Muslim?
Okay, perfect. So first off, that's actually based off of a false presupposition. Allah does not negate being a father in every...
Did you see this? She went, oh my goodness, look at this. I like these cutaways to audience reactions. This is awesome.
How can he be Muslim?
Okay, perfect. So first off, that's actually based off of a false presupposition. Allah does not negate being a father in every single sense. He negates being a father in the ontological sense, the sense that you Christians believe today, which is that Jesus proceeds from the essence of God, or that the child of God in this instance, the Son of God, proceeds from his essence and thus is identical to that essence.
I just want to make sure that you believe that
she may be asking for the clarification because I want the clarification too. Yeah. So Korra, you're saying as long as someone doesn't mean in the ontological sense of sharing the same essence, you're fine with it. Islam is fine with it.
Wow.
That what you're saying? So that would be, notice, that would be fine with adoption, right? Allah adopted a son. So totally fine, right? Or he picked someone he liked a lot and made him his son.
Yeah.
Muhammad, he decided, hey, I really like Muhammad, so I'm going to call him my son. He's my son now. That's fine, right? It's only in the ontological sense of sharing the same essence that Islam is rejecting. Korra is seriously saying, I mean, my goodness, we just read Qurtubi.
Yeah.
Let alone the Quran. It's all over the Quran. The Jews and Christians did not mean they were children of God in the ontological sense of sharing the same essence. It's not what they meant.
Man,
this is bad. Why would Muslims be like, yay, did a good job, Korra? On what planet? she's spreading shirk like a champ. Oh my goodness. This shows how desperate they are just to claim victory in any way. I mean, you have a woman who is spreading shirk to other, because guess what? The Christians aren't going to buy this. So, but the Muslims who are watching, oh, really? It's just in the ontological. Guess what? If they haven't read the Quran and they don't know what the commentaries say, they don't know what their religion teaches. All they're listening to is Korra. Oh, it's just the ontological sense, right? Sharing the same essence. Other than that, we could God's a father, right? God's our father. Oh, great. Now we can start calling Allah Father because we don't mean it in the ontological sense. We can all start addressing Allah as Father. Pray the Lord's Prayer. Then you're fine with it, right? My goodness, this is bad.
Allah does not reject being a father in the metaphorical sense.
Proceeds from his essence and thus is identical to that essence.
I just want to make sure that you believe that Allah does not reject being a father in the metaphorical sense. So are you saying that there's nowhere in the Quran where the Jews and Christians are referring to themselves as the children of Allah, and he rejects that claim?
Okay, perfect. So that's actually interesting. I was going to mention in Surah 5, where they are calling themselves children of Allah. What's interesting is that in the tafsir of Ibn Kafir, he details what type of rejection this is. He is rejecting it in the incorrect senses. However, I want to answer the question that you had, because you asked, are you affirming that Allah is not rejecting that he's a father in the metaphorical sense? I believe that the title father is something that could have been used in previous times, and you can make a very probable case for that. However, I believe that due to progression of the term's meaning and it being ascribed with false meanings, such as the one that I mentioned, which is the son proceeding from the essence of God, it was thus abrogated as a title that was capable of being used. For example, we have in the Old Testament where God abrogates the title Baal from himself. And the reason why...
Nope.
Wait, so he doesn't say that you can no longer call him Baal?
Where does he say that?
In the Old Testament. Are you not familiar with that passage?
Abrogation, first of all.
What is abrogation?
Well, can you answer my question? Where? You quoted our text.
She just agreed that the verse is there. You agree that he abrogates the name Baal, the title Baal from himself. And not only does he do that, but that shows that God is capable of, if a meaning of a term or a title is skewed, he can disallow the people from using it and give them a better title. For example, in Isaiah 56.
On both points. Let me address what you brought first, and then you can get
to both points.
So when people are calling God Baal, they're not talking to God the Father. They're committing idolatry. So they were not speaking to Yahweh. So Yahweh is telling them, I'm God. You will no longer refer to God as Baal. So that's not abrogation. Abrogation is taking a verse out or forgetting it and then it being replaced with something like it.
Yeah, so abrogation would be the God of the Bible says, hey guys, call me Baal. And then that goes on for a long time. And then later on, he's like, actually, I changed my mind. You guys are just misinterpreting everything. Don't call me Baal.
Yeah.
And Christina's pointing, not what's going on.
Yeah, but I do remember seeing a part of this. I didn't know. Okay, so this is in that section. So earlier I was saying I didn't see any of. I actually saw a little clip of this. Okay, so funny thing is that so she is getting this from the Dawa guys from TikTok. This is like their argument. But she doesn't know where it comes from. She doesn't know like where it is in the Bible. She's not gonna. It's in Hosea, or where she's not gonna say like this. She's not gonna tell you the context or why things were said that were said or leading up. But guess what? After that, time, God through Isaiah says that he's the husband of Israel. And guess what term is using? The same exact term. So God never said that this term is here's a name that you're going to call me. And okay, now you can't call me this name. And he's, oh, now, by the way, you can call me the name again because I am your husband, actually. I am your husband. So this is a complete misunderstanding of what's going on. She doesn't know how to even make the argument. Even the Dawa guys who use the argument, they don't make it the way that she's making it. There's nuances that she's not making. But yeah, so Christina's, man, she's got her on this point. This is 2 points. She got her on 2 points.
And let's see.
Refer to God as Baal. Yep. So that's not abrogation. Abrogation is taking a verse out or forgetting it and then it being replaced with something like it or better, and that's according to your sources.
Okay, perfect. That's exactly why I was going to tie to Isaiah 56, right? So Isaiah 56, God is speaking to his people, and he says explicitly that I will give you guys a name better than sons and daughters, right? So let me ask you, what is the name better than sons and daughters that Isaiah 56 is speaking about?
How is that relevant?
I was.
What?
Did you catch that? How is that? So this is Korra. What's a better name than sons and daughters? What's a better name than sons and daughters? How is that relevant? You've made multiple completely ridiculous claims. You're saying that according to Islam, God, you can call God Father. And they pointed, and she's pointing out all Islam denies is in the ontological sense of having the same essence. Christina said, what, are you saying that according to the Quran, it's fine for Christians and Jews to call, because they don't mean it in the ontological sense of sharing the same message. Are you saying that's fine? Oh, what I'm really saying is that it was okay at some point in time, but then Allah realized people weren't understanding. He didn't know the future. He didn't know that people for all time are going to completely misunderstand this and that people are going to be committing shirk for thousands and thousands of years. He didn't know. So, but then he saw his mistake. He realized, oh man, I was having them call me father. Oh man, now everyone thinks I'm like a father in an ontological sense. I need to correct this. and so she says, so it was fine, but then it was abrogated. Really? You got anything that where this is said, this is abrogated. This is abrogated. No, they make that up because of the Islamic dilemma. And they want to affirm, general confirmation, but God being Father is all over Old Testament and New Testament. So that would be part of the general meaning of the Bible. And and then she wants to say, but God used to be fine being called Baal, and so then he changed it so he can abrogate a name. Total nonsense. And she gets called on that, and then it's, well, there can be something better than being called sons and daughters of God. So what's that? Of course, what the heck are you talking about?
Yeah. By the way, it's so funny because she's talking about Isaiah 56. Well, it's Isaiah 54 where God says that. So the word Baal can mean master, Lord, but also means husband as well. And so Isaiah 54, that's where God says he's their husband. It uses the word Baal. There, the same exact word that she's saying God in Hosea, which was before the time of Isaiah, supposedly abrogated. So Hosea is supposedly abrogating Baal from usage, and then Isaiah, who comes after, God speaks through Isaiah saying, "I'm your husband," which is same word. And then she goes, oh, and by the way, and also two chapters after God, well, obviously, like in the original, it's not chapters like in the same scroll. Like a little bit later, God says that there's a better name. There's a better name. What does she think that I don't even know what she's getting at here. What does she think the name is? What does she think that this better name is? What does Korra think it is? Is it Allah? Is that what? Is that the? What does she think? I don't know. I have no idea where she's going with this.
Yeah, it's better, man. It's just completely generic. The God. It's so much better. All right.
Yeah. Asking
because we're talking about abrogation.
Correct. Hold on. Let me finish right quick.
That I will give you guys a name better than sons and daughters, right? So let me ask you, what is the name better than sons and daughters that Isaiah 56 is speaking about?
How is that relevant? I'm asking
because we're talking about abrogation.
Correct. Hold on, let me finish right quick, and then I'll let you have the floor. I really want to know what this correct sense that Allah can be referred.
What's up?
Okay, so I didn't hear how she worded this the first time. So she's saying, she's saying that I'll give you a name that's better than sons and daughters, the everlasting name that God mentions in Isaiah 56. But so I think what she's thinking is, I mean, she didn't say it, but I think what she's thinking is servants or slaves is better than sons and daughters.
Yeah,
Doesn't that remind you of the words of Jesus when he says, Muslims? Oh, is it Muslims?
No,
oh,
I'm guessing that's she wants to say that what would be better. It better would be called Muslims.
Yeah, but they were supposedly all Muslims already. That's what they were already Muslims. So, okay, let's see.
Let me back this up. And I mean, Christina's doing the get over here again, right?
Yeah.
She did the get over here, right? No. Why are you saying that this is okay, right?
Yeah.
Not all these gymnastics. Watch Christina here, guys. She pulls her famous get over here.
Speaking about.
How is that relevant? I'm asking
Because we're talking about
what is it
abrogation.
correct? Hold on, let me finish
Yeah.
right quick, and then I'll let you have the floor. I really want to know what this correct sense that Allah can be referred to as a father is, and if so, can Allah also be referred to as a mother?
No.
Why?
Well, the answer is because there is no well-established.
Ooh.
Guys, you catch oh my goodness, you catch that? Oh, I want to play that again. I might want to play that 5 times. So if you're saying, just a metaphorical sense, well, can we call Allah mother? Because he produced, he metaphorically gave birth to everything by creating it, right? So we call him mother, right? Call him mama, mama Allah, huh? Mama Allah. She's just, I don't know what's going to happen after this, but she is already just like massively burnt up here. This is bad, guys. Everything she's saying is wrong and qualifies her as a kafir, spreading kufr to her fellow Muslims. And Muslims, yay, great job, Korra, because we can't admit that you're really screwing up here.
And he says explicitly that I will give you guys a name better than sons and daughters, right? So let me ask you, what is the name better than sons and daughters that Isaiah 56 is speaking about?
How is that relevant? I'm asking
Because we're talking about
what is it
abrogation.
correct? Hold on, let me finish
Yeah.
right quick, and then I'll let
wait
you
a
have
minute.
the floor.
One
I
second.
really want to
What's up?
Also in Isaiah, God is referred to as Father as well. So what is she talking about? She thinks that is there gonna, I'm trying to think where she's going with this. Like, does he think that sons and daughters is gonna as it's gonna be abrogated? Like, God is not gonna have that relationship anymore, even though God Himself is called the Father in Isaiah. But anyway, yeah. So
No, it's just weird because he says, I'll give you a name better, a memorial and a name better than sons and daughters. I'll give you an everlasting name.
everlasting name. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and she's apparently thinking this is what, abrogating sons and daughters. This is, I don't know.
I have no idea what she's going.
Let's find out.
Give you guys a name better than sons and daughters, right? So let me ask you, what is the name better than sons and daughters that Isaiah 56 is speaking about?
How is that relevant? I'm asking
Because we're talking about
what is it
abrogation.
correct? Hold on, let me finish
Yeah.
right quick, and then I'll let you have the floor. I really want to know what this correct sense that Allah can be referred to as a father is, and if so, can Allah also be referred to as a mother?
No.
Why?
Well, the answer is because there is no well-established evidence that that was ever allowed. The reason why I am even granting that in a sense is because you can make a historical case that this was something that took place in the time of the children of Israel. Now,
Is it correct?
So, guys,
Again, the Islamic dilemma forcing
this is Islamic dilemma forcing them into this position, because otherwise, if Allah in the Quran says, don't call me father, not in any sense, then 10, 15 years ago, Muslims would have just said, okay, everywhere that God is called Father in the Bible, Old Testament, New Testament, it was all corrupted. It was all corrupted because God doesn't let you call him Father, period. Now, because we've been pushing the Islamic dilemma, which they've only got a couple ways to go, but the way that Korra's crew goes is it's general confirmation, not every little detail, but general confirmation. Okay, that's part of the general teaching of the Bible that God is your Father in heaven. So what do you do with it? Oh, it must have been okay then, but not now. And she really didn't get the point, because Christina replies, oh, if it's just a metaphorical sense in terms of God being like a father in a sense, in a metaphorical sense, could we then describe Allah, call Allah mother? Because in a metaphorical sense, he produced us all the way a mother produces a child. So why can't we just call God mother? And she says, well, there's no historical precedent for that. And you're missing the point. If it was okay to refer to God as Father in a metaphorical sense, it's because a metaphorical meaning was okay. Well, guess what? You can also have a metaphorical meaning. You can also have a metaphorical meaning of God being Mother.
Yeah.
And by the way, you even do have precedent for that in the Bible.
Yeah.
Like even with, I want to gather you as a hen gathers her young and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh-oh.
That's true. By the way, yes, this is actually really funny. So the anti-fatherite kind of group on TikTok, they actually came up with a bunch of different examples of this as well. They were saying like a chair. Oh, can you call Allah a chair? Because a chair gives you support a lot. So they were just giving like whatever like crazy example you could think of. They were even saying like toilet, and they were saying all sorts of things, like whatever you can give a meaning to and say, give some positive spin on it. Like, oh, well, you could say that Allah's a chair because he gives you stability, he gives you support. So can you call Allah a chair? And they were just going, and so this ended up being their response, which is what Korra is giving now, which is like, oh, there's no precedence for that. And but like you said, the concept, the principle is there. If the idea is that this could have a metaphorical meaning to where it is communicating, something that God is in a positive way, even though it's not literally, it's not literally the case, but it kind of conveys this true meaning, then you can do it. And so that principle applies. Then you have all these different things.
Hey, Jai, let's see if you get this right. What's the Dawa guy's favorite chapter in the book of Isaiah?
42.
42, you say? Hey.
Yeah.
By golly, I think I'm going to have to put this up on the screen.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Might need this up on the screen, Jai.
Okay. All right.
Now, what chapter did you say their favorite was?
Isaiah 42. They love it.
Their favorite chapter. And didn't Korra just bring up Isaiah 40? Yeah. I mean, the book of Isaiah?
56. Yeah.
And isn't
56.
she trying to build her case on something from Isaiah here?
She sure is.
Huh. Okay. Let me get this up. Wasn't intending on that because we didn't know this was going to happen. But since they brought it up, I had to go grab the passage, guys. You ready for this?
We grabbed the Port to be. Now we grabbed Isaiah. Okay, let's see.
You see this? Okay. You see this? Servant of the Lord, right? This is their favorite passage in Isaiah because they twist this into a prophecy about Muhammad. So they have to grant that this is the word of God, right?
Yeah.
So this has to be the word of God. This is their main prophecy from the book of Isaiah. And this is one of the two earliest claims that we know of about Muhammad in the Bible. So we've got Ibn Ishaq using the Gospel of John, and we have in the Hadith where Muhammad's companions were asked, where is he in the Torah? And they go to Isaiah 42. Why is this relevant? Well, let's just keep reading here. Okay, so this is the word of God, everyone. This is the word of God according to Muslims. Word of God according to Muslims. Oh, look. This is Yahweh speaking. Verse 14, he says, for a long time I have kept silent. I've been quiet and held myself back. But now, like a woman in childbirth, in childbirth, a.k.a. a mother, I cry out, I gasp and pant. I will lay waste the mountains and hills. So he's describing it like again, a woman giving birth, right? Mm-hmm. Like, oh, this is really, 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 really a dramatic, painful situation here. But that's how. So, sorry, Korra, you do have biblical precedent in the exact same book you brought up in the very favorite chapter in that book that Muslim Dawa clowns love to go to, and God compares himself to a mother giving childbirth. Oof. So following the exact same reasoning that she just defended, we can call Allah mother, right?
Yes. The very book she appealed to as well.
And Jai, do you recall the Quran abrogating that Allah can be called mother? Don't call me mother. So that one wasn't abrogated. So you can only call Allah mother, but not father now, because father was abrogated, mother wasn't. Thank you, Korra. You are doing a bang-up job here, sister.
Ooh, that's tough.
This is painful.
All right, guys, we got a new response to the Allah.
Now we're gonna have the Motherites now. We got the Fatherites, the Fatherites, and now we're gonna have Korra leading the charge of the Motherites.
Korra the Kafir.
Kafir Korra leading the Motherites. Oh my goodness, this is awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. All right, let's get back into this.
That if I'm the one speaking, so if we established evidence that was ever allowed, the reason why I am even
referred to as a father is, and if so, can Allah also be referred to as a mother?
No.
Why?
So, the answer is because there is no well-established evidence that was ever allowed. The reason why I am even granting that in a sense is because you can make a historical case that this was something that took place in the time of the children of Israel. Now,
we just showed you in the book you went to, in your favorite chapter, the favorite chapter of all Dawa clowns. Uh-oh. Look, hey, here we go. So we got Allah is Mother Lilith. Hang on. We had some good comments coming in. So we got Allah.
Oh wow. We got Kitab, and you have the mother of the book, and you have
we got Kafir Korra strikes again. Mother writes, Allah is a mommy. Oh wow. Allah's new name acquired, Mama. Dude, Mama. We're not letting this go. No. Oh, look, we got Sugar Mama.
Oh wow.
Mommy Allah. We're not letting them get away with this, guys. We're not letting them get away. We're not letting them get away from this ever.
I can't believe it's in Isaiah too. The very book that
in their favorite chapter.
Their favorite chapter. Wow.
Allah is mommy, according to Korra. Oh gosh, wow. This is bad. Muslims. These are the guys you're cheering for, and now Allah's a mommy. Oh wow. No, not father, but mama.
In the time of the children of Israel. Now,
is it correct in that time?
That if I'm the one speaking, so
referred to as a mother.
No.
Why?
So, the answer is because there is no well-established evidence that was ever allowed. The reason why I am even granting that in a sense is because you can make a historical case that this was something that took place in the time of the children of Israel. Now,
and so, Korra, you're ignorant of what it says because you're just memorizing the script that guys are giving you. But if we could make the case. And you can't even deny it. What are you going to do? Toss out Isaiah 42? It was made up. Isaiah 42?
They got to reject it now.
That's in Bukhari. That's in Bukhari. That's from God.
And by the way, I want to emphasize even more. I want to emphasize even more on this that this is because of the Islamic dilemma. When she's saying historical evidence, what's the historical evidence? The Bible. That's the evidence. Like, this is the evidence that she's going to, and she's saying that this is actually, you're able to make a case based on what the Bible says, and she's forced to do that because of the Islamic dilemma. So Allahumma, that's what. Wow. Yeah, there you go, guys. Allah has acquired a new name, a new movement have been given birth to. The Motherites.
Yo, Allah does have a hijab.
Oh, that's true.
We're gonna make sense of all this. Hey, look what we got here. We got LadyLogic. Hey, LadyLogic. Thank you for that. You just forced Korra to admit that Allah is a mommy.
You just inspired a whole new movement.
No, seriously, this is like. Can you imagine? I almost didn't watch this because I wanted to get to the one the Muslims were saying the crucifixion. I almost didn't watch this, and here we check it out, and you've got Korra proving that for all time now we can make fun of their argument by saying that according to their argument, Allah's a mama, and that wasn't abrogated. Allah didn't say don't call him mama, but it's never been abrogated. It still applies. Allah's a mama, mama law. Wow.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, perfect. That's what someone say. Hey, you just proved that Allah's a mama. Oh, well, perfect.
Hey, you know how they have the shirt with Uthman and it says "What's a debate?" They should have a shirt with a silhouette of and then say okay, perfect. and then put like a mother. We do something with this. We'll do something with this. I got some ideas.
Look at this. Jenna equals
Mother
Big
right
Mama's.
ideas.
Jenna equals Big Mama's house.
Big Mama.
The Islamic dilemma. Look at this. Look at this. Is Allah half brain? Then this is why you got to read the comments, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
They think of stuff like
Dilemma.
I'm a pretty creative
No.
guy sometimes when it comes to making fun of stuff, but they come up with all kinds of things, man. Yeah, I'm
Dude,
gonna have
I
to.
love that. The Islamic dilemma. That needs to be that's perfect. The Islamic dilemma. That is perfect. Whoever did that was a genius idea. The
Oh, my
Islamic
goodness.
dilemma, and then you play this clip, and you put like a bunch of other Muslim clips from the father rights, and then you show them the mama dilemma.
We got to roll with this one, man. We got to roll with this one forever. We got the father rights and the mother rights now. The mother rights. Yeah, everyone. Tons of awesome comments there. I'm going to go through them later, and we'll put something together. We're going to
screenshot these.
This is classic. No, I'm not going to screenshot it. I'm just going to say it all and take credit for it. That's what I do. People come up with funny stuff. I say it, and then everyone says, "Oh, David, you're so funny." And I don't tell them, hey, I stole it from everyone else.
I'm saying you screenshot it so you can go back, you reference it later on. So you know.
No, because I could go through the chat later on. So I'll go through the chat and I'll take notes on everything, come up with all the hilarious things, and then we'll start the new clan of the mother rights. Thank you, Korra. Korra. I in 1,000 years would have never thought of this. I would have never thought of this ever. I would have never thought. Like wow. Christina brought it up. So can you call God a mother? No. And then when Korra denied it, I was like, there are some passages where wait a minute. And I pulled it up. I didn't remember where it was from. It's in Isaiah, but then I look at it. Wait, 42? It's in 42 where he said that? Oh,
the same book.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
The Mammaites have been born.
The mother rights. My goodness. Jenna is Big Mama's house. Big Mama law. You're never getting away from this, Korra. You're going down in history. This is what you will be remembered for forever, Korra. Forever.
That's what she's put on history as the Motherite. The Motherite. The
and
mother of the Motherite.
And that's in addition to her already being a Kafir.
That's true. Yeah.
So she's a Kafir. It's like these need to be called count the ways. Count how many ways Korra becomes a Kafir in every one of these little debates. And the Muslims just don't care because they're struggling so bad right now. They have to root for everyone. Oh, let's see if they root for you when we spread the clan of the Motherites, the Muslim clan of the Motherites. Good times.
Correct in that time?
That if, I'm the one speaking, so if we grant that if it was correct in that specific instance, it would have been correct in that specific meaning.
In what sense?
And the reason why, perfect, in the sense that creator, sustainer, the one who
be a
loves,
creator without
so
being
so
a father?
Forth. Wait, hold on. The way that they were using it was in the context of a creator or a sustainer or essentially a...
Bismama.
Bismillah. Oh wow!
Hey, Jai, recite the Bismillah with
the Bismillah. Bismillah. No.
You need the feminine versions of everything.
Hold on. The way that they were using it was in the context of a creator or a sustainer or essentially a slave and a master relationship.
We only see any reference to that in Hosea, and he's specifically correcting that. He said, "You will no longer call me Baal." Do you know who Baal is?
Oh, wait,
yeah, I believe that was a false god that the Canaanites worshipped. Correct.
Yeah.
She's saying that father just meant, in the Old Testament times, the times of the children of Israel where it was allowed, that she said it only meant like a slave to master kind of relationship. So it's kind of funny. She knows what we say about the Quran and she's trying to paint it onto the Bible. But Jesus actually specifically rejects that. He says the difference between a servant, a slave, and a son. He said a servant does not abide in the house forever, but a son does. So there's a difference, Korra, between what Jesus defines a son as, a child of God as, and a slave as. So it's not what she's saying. I know she's trying really hard, and she's being fed this stuff as well. Obviously, none of these ideas are original to her. She's just being fed this stuff. But just think about it.
Korra.
Okay,
Got to go to some better trainers, Korra, because
I mean, look who she's working with.
You are swimming in an ocean of shirk right now. All thanks to who? Who told you this? Malik? Did Malik do this to you? Malik, we told you what would happen if you stick with Malik. We told you, and now you're going down in history as the person who started this response. Do you have any clue what this is going to do to the Fatherites? Notice, as we pointed out multiple times. Yeah. So, I mean, think about this, right? You've got all these like new Muslim apologists who are Fatherites because they start saying, okay, yeah, since the Quran is affirming, in a general sense, the Jewish and Christian scriptures and God is a father everywhere in those scriptures. Yep, we have to grant that God is a father, but that doesn't line up with Islam, so it was abrogated. And they love going that because they want to block the objection. Well, now, Korra, thanks to you and LadyLogic for making you say this. Mm-hmm. Now, when they say, what, it's okay to call him a father, they're all cooked. Everyone's going to be saying this instantly. Yeah, he's a mother now. So Allah's a mother, right? Allah's mama, and he didn't abrogate that. Oh, my goodness.
Because, guys, that is the go-to response. There's no precedence for this. There's no historical evidence. Well, David just showed you Isaiah 42. There you go. It's right there. Bring that to them. And there you go. The Motherite movement has been birthed.
There is no God but Mama Law. And Muhammad is his. Muhammad is his.
Oh, yeah, Jay Smith was reading it wrong. It's actually Muhammad.
Hey, look, and that's called the Shihada. I told you these guys are smart, man. These guys are awesome. Man, oh, this is so cool. And guys, I'm just glancing over at the stuff people are saying. And this is what everyone's coming up with. This is going to be an awesome video. Thank you, Korra. Thank you.
This is genius, man. This is amazing.
Legendary. You are legend status now, Korra. Legend status.
Or essentially a slave and a master relationship.
We only see any reference to that in Hosea, and he's specifically correcting that. He said, you will no longer call me Baal. Do you know who Baal is?
Yeah, I believe that was a false god that the Canaanites worshipped, correct?
Yes, and they were a false god that they were doing sex orgies with. Do you believe that at any point in time that God, Yahweh, the Father, was okay with...
No.
Okay. So
absolutely not.
So he never allowed for them to call him Baal.
Well, what does Baal mean?
You tell me.
Okay, does Baal not mean husband?
It does. But
okay, perfect. So do you believe that there was ever an instance in which that name would have been okay to have been used prior to, for example, this being a false god that the Canaanites worshipped?
Hey, Korra, if you're saying that the real meaning is that it's okay to refer, at one point, to refer to Allah as husband, can we refer to him as wife?
Uh-oh.
Hey, look at this. Your mama joke suddenly has a different meaning from a Muslim point of view. And hey,
so this was the battle of your mama. This is what it was all about.
That's what I'm saying. This is the battle of your mama, right? They were fighting over whether they should just call Allah mama from now on.
the historic battle of this was the Fatherites and the
that was so you had the Muslims march out, and then the other guys were just saying your mama, you guys worship your mama. What's wrong with you, your mama? And they fought the battle of your mama.
That is wow. It makes sense now.
It is rare. It is rare because we've been through everything. It's rare to come up with something this epic, and it's new. It's just totally new. we didn't have this before. Now we've got something huge.
Wow.
Thank you. Hey, Korra, you got
not the mother of believers.
You got smoked on everything else. I've heard Muslims think you did well in the debate about the crucifixion, but no matter what happens, this is what you'll be remembered for.
Wow.
So hats off to you for going there. Let's see.
Is the meaning correct?
I'm not sure what you're asking exactly.
Yeah, so when we say Baal, you agree that we're not...
see Yahweh allowing them to call him under the name of Baal.
Absolutely.
But also, I also want to just say right now, you started the prompt with Jesus was a Muslim, and then you changed it to a question. Why don't you believe Jesus is a Muslim? The burden of proof is on you to tell us, all 20 Christians.
And by the way, this is good because I mean, Christina was like, "Get over here!" Right? She's like, "Nope, no, you're going off topic." But she's doing it too. This woman's doing it too. She's calling her back, and she's like
Get back to
recapping.
the
Do you
topic,
realize what you
yeah.
did? You start off with this claim, we respond, you go in this direction, then we respond, then you go here, and then you go here.
Yeah.
It's the Dawa
Yeah,
dodge,
yeah.
guys.
Remember back to the first topic, she did that like 5 times, like literally 5 times. And so here she is doing it again and again. And yeah, that was my thing too as well. Like as soon as I heard that, I was like, wait, she's putting the burden on them when she's the one making the claim. That she should be the one defending something here.
Imagine denying your queen of heaven. Oh boy, here we go.
The name of Baal.
Absolutely
But also,
not.
I also wanted to say right now, you started the prompt with Jesus was a Muslim, and then
Hey, wait! Someone said it's the hikmah, the ma hikmah. They said Korra has the hikmah.
We got your mama so stupid she's a law.
That's what started the war, man. That's what started the war.
We got Mashila. Oh my goodness. And everyone here dying laughing here. Get ready, because guys, we're seeing this. This is brand new. We're seeing this for the first time. We're realizing all the sick burns are going to be able to come up with as a result of this, and looking forward to it. I don't even want to finish watching this. I want to go get started on a video about this, but we'll go ahead.
Someone said her imama is going to be proud of her. her imama.
One second. Uh-oh.
Oh,
No, where'd it go? I just lost it. Oh, here you go. The tampons on the leather strap of the anus.
oh,
Oh, that one's too far. He said he saw it. He saw it was going too far.
too far, man. Too
No.
far. That would go.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. These are awesome, awesome, awesome. No, Baal means mommy, you see. This is the proof. Oh, thank you, Korra.
Inshallah.
Can you believe I almost didn't even do this, man?
dude?
We would have had this awesomeness, man. It's one of the
Yeah.
best. This is one of the best. It's one of the best live streams ever because of this, in terms of how fun it
You
is.
see how God works? You see how God works? It's amazing.
Awesome.
Mama Hadi.
Here we go.
We'll agree that
we
we're
don't see
not.
Yahweh allowing them to call him under the name of Baal.
Absolutely
But also,
not.
I also wanted to say right now, you started the prompt with Jesus was a Muslim, and then you changed it to a question. Why don't you believe Jesus is a Muslim? The burden of proof is on you to tell us, all 20 Christians in this room today, why do you believe Jesus was a Muslim? Because you're making a claim about our Lord and Savior. So the burden of proof is on you.
Perfect. The reason why I asked why you guys don't believe is because I wanted to let you guys start leading the conversation, right? And giving your reasons why. But we can go.
Hey, you wanted them to start leading. You liking where they led you, Korra? Because they
They
led
led
you into
you
all
down.
kinds of shirk
Oh, man.
and a future legendary response that Christians around the world will be using forever. Endless your mama jokes every time you guys bring up this fatherite
Man.
stuff. That's what you get. That's what you get for letting them lead you, and then they cornered you senseless.
And start with the reasons why I believe that Jesus was a Muslim. Obviously, external to the Bible, I believe that this theology is reflected within the Quran. I believe that Jesus is explicitly called a servant of God, and he explicitly identifies himself as such, that he is a submitter to God. And not only does it do that, but it also says that the people who followed
Mama
him
knows
in
best.
graciousness and righteousness were also Muslims, right?
This is gonna be really hard to focus. This is gonna be really hard to focus. Mama knows best. Allah knows best. This is gonna be really hard to get back on the. Oh wow!
Oh, wow.
Great. Word to you, Mama.
Crazy, 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 crazy. I can't even pay attention anymore to what's going on. Back it up a little bit. Here we go.
Explicitly identifies himself as such, that he is a submitter to God. And not only does it do that, but it also says that the people who followed him in graciousness and righteousness were also Muslims, right? But the main point that I want to make, because I want to tie back to what you said, lowercase m and uppercase m. So the reason why I specified submitter to the one true God is because I wanted to make sure that there was no confusion on what I meant by Muslim. When I say Muslim, I don't mean somebody who does pilgrimage and somebody who gives zakats today and somebody who accepts the Quran.
I got to back it up. I can't even pay attention, guys. All right.
Me neither. My
I have
mind
to, I
is
have to
all
ignore your
on-
comments. We got to ignore the comments.
Yeah.
We can review them later. We have this, but I like this. We could get hats or shirts that say Mama, make Allah mother again. Get it, Mama, make Allah mother again, guys.
That's the movement. That's the Motherite movement.
The Motherite movement that Korra started. Oh, wow.
The reason why I specified submitter to the one true God is because I wanted to make sure that there was no confusion on what I meant by Muslim. When I say Muslim, I don't mean somebody who does pilgrimage and somebody who gives zakats today and somebody who accepts the Quran and so on and so forth, because we believe in different shari'ahs for different people, and sharia means law. Different laws for different people. So for different people, specific things were obligatory. We believe that when Jesus came, he abrogated some things from the law before him and he made permissible some things. That's a difference in law. So in the time of Jesus, what it would have meant to be a Muslim would be to abide by the revelation that he was given by God in that specific time. And obviously, I believe that. And in Surah 19, it also says that Jesus was proclaiming that he was a blessing everywhere he went. So you guys agree that Jesus is a blessing?
Let me ask you a question before you ask us another question.
Yeah, good.
So for example, why would I say Moses is a Muslim? If he comes from, the Old Testament, the Torah does not reflect at all anything the Quran says. And so I just am confused right now because it just doesn't make sense. The religion came centuries after Jesus was here. So I'm lost. Like, I don't understand.
That would be like me saying, I'm Chinese.
Yeah,
and then 600 years later, they're like, no, you African. It's like,
yeah.
They're just making fun of her now. Hey, look at this muto with your mama. Oh gosh.
They're just clowning on Korra now.
This is one of the best things I've ever seen in my entire life, man.
Why were people hyping this up? This should be way more exciting. This is like the best one.
We're gonna hype it, Jai. We're gonna hype it. We need to make some stuff. We need to make some stuff. Oh yeah. Wow.
Great. I'm like, man, I got tears. I'm crying. Oh man, this is hilarious.
Oh wow.
I'm crying.
And I've only looked at like a fraction of the comments. I'm gonna go through them all later. Oh my goodness, this is. Hang on, let's take a breather here for a second. go through some super chats.
Mom's the word.
Oh. Let's see. Why is she dressed like a Sith guard? That's kind of cool. Maybe she's like Mike Winger and all that Star Wars nonsense. Lying is haram. Taqiyya is halal. Allah Akbar. This is before. I'm sure this would have been a mother joke if it had been.
Yep.
Because Allah abandoned all his children, he owes child support, but he's broke and needs a loan. Won't somebody give him a goodly loan? He needs a goodly loan. Dawa guys saying the women are dressed unbiblically. Meanwhile, their hero is committing shirk like it's a sport.
The auto mom.
The auto mom. You are so toast, Korra. You are so toast. You are in so much trouble right now. I did a good job in this debate. You just destroyed their main response to the Islamic dilemma with this. Every time they try and bring it up now, it's going to be endless your mama jokes. And you did this by thinking you could go by Malik convincing you. Yeah, you could do it, Korra. You could do it. Hey, chat, can Korra do it? Hey, chat, can Korra do it? Allah does not want to pay child support. That is very powerful. How would you counter Muslims saying Matthew 2:23 is not in the Old Testament? Korra is on her channel saying this is a false prophecy. If you said Muslims, if it was an atheist or something saying that, I would actually respond. If it's Muslims saying it, I'm gonna say Islamic dilemma. What are you doing? You're complaining about the scriptures that your God affirms as his inspired word. That's how I respond.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is anyway, we don't have to go into too much detail, but it's not saying one prophet, it's saying the prophets as a whole. And you go back to Isaiah 11, the netzer, the branch, and you look at all, like Jeremiah talks about the branch, Zechariah talks about the branch, all the prophets talking about this branch. Isaiah 11, it's called the netzer. It's like a play on words, and that's what it means. He'll be called a Nazarene. He's the branch, the one that comes. Yeah, so that's the one. That's the Messiah. It's basically a messianic title. It's a messianic title.
Read John 8:56. That shows Abraham is a Christian, not Muslim, correct? Meaning he believed in Jesus Christ. Christianity, Islam dismantled. Yeah, if you pay attention to what it's actually saying, they would have to twist it in some way and say, no, it's saying something else. It means something else. Mo was Muslim because he submitted to 30 al-Zuts.
Oh, yeah.
He submitted. He's a submitter to the al-Zut. That's good.
Oh.
One who submits. So by the transitive property, is every club full of leather-clad submissives also a place of worship? It would have to be. They're all submitting. Yep. That's how everyone's born Muslim. Newborns have no choice but to submit to everyone. You see, this is the proof. Everyone is born Muslim. Oh, I'm stealing that. Hey, White Trash Panda. I know we met up in Michigan. We're cool and stuff, but I'm going to steal that. And most of what I steal, I never give credit for. But I'm honest that I steal stuff from everybody and then don't give credit for it. So when I use that,
come back to this stream, timestamp it, and there you go. You got
yeah,
it.
that's how you do it. That's how you do it. You like I use your point or I use your joke. I give no credit. People praise me and say, "Wow, that's so powerful, David. That's so awesome. You're so funny." And then you take a clip of that and you say, "Here's David where he got it from me," and then and that'll blow up. But put it, David Wood copying because he's so stupid, and then the Dawah guys will start sharing it. Okay, perfect equals don't care, not listening. So I'm going to deflect from the topic I brought up, and the question you just asked me. I know. Oh, that's Korra, the new face of Dawah. How do you guys detox from this? Her lies are giving me cognitive dissonance. Yeah, it gets annoying, but then you get these
and you get gems like
absolute
this. You get
gold.
like yeah.
You gotta. That's just like life, guys. You got to endure the pain for the reward, right?
There you go.
Just think, we could have watched 2 minutes of this and said, this is the stupidest nonsense ever. She didn't even defend her position. She tried to flip it on them and give them put the burden of proof on them. Not interested. And then we wouldn't have had this right now. If Mojab is the king of Dawah, David is the armchair general of apologetics. Yeah. That's why it's just crazy that we do better than him when it's just like off the cuff and I don't know what to do, man. People who believe in hey, Nordine, as soon as I see Yajuj and Majuj. People who believe in Yajuj and Majuj need prayer, not arguments. You don't argue with people who are out of their minds. You need to restore their sanity. Well, Nordine, first of all, most Muslims here have no clue what you're talking about. They're not familiar with this. They don't know about this stuff. So we have to bring it up to them, show them why it's stupid and insane first, and then see how they react. Even worse, Matthew 23:9 says that you are to call no one else Father but God, relevant both to this discussion and the Orthobros. She's the red ninja of the Kafir clan, now the Mama clan. It was the Kafir clan first, now it's the Mama clan. Allah is solid from waist down, metaphorically. Yeah. All famous people before Islam were Muslims. Alexander is also praying to Allah in the Quran. Humanity's greatest king was Muslim, so Jesus was Muslim too. Lol. This is Islam, guys. That's Islam. The Council of Korra. The Council of Korra over there.
The Motherite doctrine of the Motherite came from.
Your point about Muslims going to the Bible and just picking and choosing is incredibly accurate. Zakir Naik, when interviewed by Sneeko, said that he has over 200 verses from Hindu scriptures of prophecy. 200 verses from Hindu scriptures of prophecies of Muhammad. Yep, he does. He argues that with Hindus.
I've seen him do that. Yeah, I've seen him do that.
And why shouldn't he? He's a Hindu. He believes in Hindu scriptures.
Yeah, he's a Hindu. Yeah, he's a Hindu.
Ask Muslims if they are Christians, followers of a Messiah, or worse, are they Jewish, praiser of God? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's a good idea, guys. If they want to use this, like the derivation of the term. If the ninja a Muslim marries turns out to be a transformer, will the Muslim still have to consummate the marriage in order to get a divorce? Yeah, these are just the cost of doing this business. Okay, perfect. Gotta love the perfect. Perfect. Everything's from a video game. You've got Mortal Kombat. Get over here, and then you've got perfect from Street Fighter. Isaiah 56 is saying eunuchs serving Yahweh will have a memorial in his house better than having kids. Islamic reading comprehension.
Okay, perfect.
If
that's how she would respond to that. She'd respond by saying, okay, perfect.
If it's metaphorical, could you call God a mother? No. Why would you think? Notice not. Why would you think that? Why would you
Oh,
think?
yeah, they need to do one of those one of the skits like Avery or IP. You need to do one of the skits, and they need to incorporate this. You know how they do like the skit where they're like the Muslim teaching the guy learning about Islam. So
Oh,
you
no.
see, Allah
Oh,
was
no.
a father.
Now we're at the super chats where it's
Mothers.
yeah, because look at
Oh,
this.
this is gonna be
Look at this,
good.
right? Because this is when we're in the mother section. Okay, here we go. Mama, Mama Hualam, Mama Hualam, Mama Hualam sisters. Breastfeeding for adults. Breastfeeding for adults. Mama law. That's why you like that. Baby dinosaur Korra, not the mama. Mamlahu Akmam, Linshal Mum, all hem to my mom. Korra is in a shirt tank of her own making. Shirt tank. Oh, these are so good, man. Shirt tank. She's in a shirt tank. Shirt tank. Korra in the shirt tank. Kafir Korra in the shirt tank. Welcome to the shirt tank. That's what this should be called. Dr. Dash. No, Shark Tank. Welcome to Shark Tank. Yeah. Momo was Mama's boy. Yes, he was. And he's never getting away from it now. Can Allah also be a first cousin? Asking for a friend. Well, Muhammad married his first cousin, and Allah's a mama. Ishtar. Hey, we have to wonder, how can Allah have a son when he has no mate? What are you talking about? He's himself and the mate, so he can do both. He can play both roles.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Muhammad said Satan does. He's got both, and he just reproduces by shaking his legs, basically.
Mm-hmm. Ishtar this, Ishtar that. 1,400 years later, Mumlaw. That is correct. Your mama don't you dare disrespect Allah. There is actually a Mother of God cult that uses similar argument to argue for God the Mother being part of the Trinity. I've run into them in Pittsburgh.
Wow.
I heard that a long time ago. I made a video on my channel about GodLogic's interview with Lecrae and why what's going on is so important and good. This is an important time. Oh, these are important times, guys. These are very important times.
Yes. Indeed.
Allah is fake and Islam is false. Korra. Oh, yeah, Christian. Allah is fake and Islam is false. Okay, perfect. I think Khadija is Allah. Cover me, mummy. That makes sense now. Why do you prefer these complex ways of criticizing Islam instead of going... I could tell it's Nordine.
Oh, I knew it. Yeah,
instead of going after something that's straightforward and blatant like Yajuj and Majuj, the Black Sea, hell...
he's going to be really happy when we do this, or that 18 thing.
Yeah.
He's going to be really
yeah, we bring up all that stuff,
yeah, he's going to be happy.
Nordine. If Mummy Allah breastfeeds us, will it make it halal to be in his presence? Yeah. He won't be mahram anymore. Yeah. Or no, he'll be then we'll be okay, and he doesn't have to wear his hijab around us. Your mama Asafat Mallah can't enter the door to creation. Yes. Momo and Mama sitting in the garked. Zutting. You guys are messed up, man. Nordine equals Tarun Tash 2, number 2. And then we have, thanks for the laugh, guys, from Allah's Mahram. And your mama so Muslim, she's also your auntie. I'll leave that one up there. Okay, we got to get back to this, guys. Or we'll never finish.
Okay. I'll try my best to pay attention, but it's very hard right now.
I am seriously disturbed by the fact that I almost didn't watch this. Yeah. My family went out of town, so I'm taking care of my son Paley here and stuff like that. We had a nurse come in and just like, it's so much to do. Now I have to do everything. I have to do everything in the house. I had to get up. I only got a few hours sleep because I had to get up, take care of him. Then the nurse eventually came in. I'm over 50 now, so I've been trying to get back into exercise. So I ran and hit the gym, came back, ate a salad. I've eaten more salads.
Whoa, you ate a salad?
I've eaten more salads in the last month than I've eaten in my entire life.
Wow.
because I basically had like 3 or 4 in my whole life, and I've had several. And I was like, hey, 50 sounds like a good challenge to get into shape. Anyway, point is, going around doing all kinds of stuff. Got a live stream later. Should I really do this? No.
It's all worth it now.
Yeah, if I'm doing part 4 tomorrow, I got to do part 3. No, I don't want to come back and do it later because it'll be out of order. I just have to force myself to do it right now. And then we get this.
So happy I joined this. This is
great. My goodness, man. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. We had a couple more real quick. Allah equals mother with preferred pronouns, they, them. We got Apostate of Allah. Hey, Apostate of Allah. Apostate of Allah. Sarah will be with us at in the 8 o'clock stream.
Oh, okay. Hey, we want to hear some mama jokes from you. Okay, Apostate of Allah. Think of some now.
Can you? Do you? Everyone who's watching right now, do you realize you're the only people right now? Those of you who are watching right now, you're the only people who know this right now.
Yeah.
Think of all the poor, sad souls in the world who do not know what all of us together, with the help of LadyLogic and Korra, all of us just came up with one of the sickest burns on Dawa ever. And you're going to see it, guys. Just watch. You're going to be seeing this. You're going to be seeing this brought up over and over again. And we just came up with, and the entire world outside of this live stream doesn't even know it yet.
You guys are part of a birthing of a whole movement right now. You guys are gonna be like, I remember when you guys first had that live stream. It's gonna be a moment. It's gonna be a moment. You'll be able to look back and say, I was part of that live stream.
You will be telling your great grandchildren when your great grandkid comes home from kindergarten and says, great grandpa, some Muslim kid tried to say that Allah could be a father back in the Old Testament days. And so all the other kids started saying, oh, he's a mother too. And they started saying, your mama this, your mama that. And you'll be like, I was there. I was there when this was invented.
Yeah. He put my comment on the screen. That was one of my names.
I got the proof. It's still on YouTube. Sarah says,
history, Allah, guys. History in the making.
This is history. And guys, keep in mind, we popularized El Zoot last year. I could tell when I saw Raymond Ibrahim post that Zoot video. I was like, now it's time. This is time. This is time for this to take off. And we all made it take off.
Yep.
And now you can tell this is going to take off.
Yep. Only on the screen right now. That's it. History,
Allah
guys.
is an asexual hermaphrodite. He is both father and mother. Yep. Jai pointed out that's like Satan. One of the missing chapters of the Quran was definitely the mumma. Yeah, that's one of the ones they abrogated. Replace meals with protein. Thank me later, pal. Oh, I'm eating tons of chicken. You've heard Muhammad hijab, Mert lol. Muhammad Mert. Now we need to get Allah hijab. Allah needs a hijab. Well, Allah does wear a hijab, but now it makes sense. Your mama has 2 right hands. I'll put that back up. Your mama got 2 right hands. All right, guys, we gotta calm down and get through this because because we got another live stream coming up. Okay, here we go. Okay. Focus.
Stand.
That would be like me saying, I'm Chinese.
Yeah,
and then 600 years later, they're like, no, you African. It's like,
yeah, but hold on. Jesus had already claimed
Look, all the Christians are cracking up laughing at that.
Final authority, and there's witnesses of him. He died, he rose 3 days later, ascended back to heaven, like I said. So I'm so lost. I'm so confused.
I feel like I know her, like I met her like at a conference or something like that. Christine on the left there. She's just unless I've met someone who's very, very similar. She sounds very familiar.
And I know you talk fast, and I love that. But how does that make sense? It's a religion that came 7 centuries later, after Jesus already claimed final authority. Okay, yeah. He's not, and there's 2 different types of Muslims like we're talking about.
Wait, hold on. We need to pause with that. We need to appreciate that. That was a great comment right there. She's like, I know you talk fast. It's like she's making this like killer report, and he's like, "I know you talk fast, but you're gonna respond to this one, okay?"
Hey,
This is
Korra.
hilarious. She's the one who gave the psychological breakdown at the beginning too. She's like, "I know you talk fast."
Hey, you know it's funny because I want to make a video obviously about this, but
Yeah.
Archive's gonna chop this up and put it out there quicker.
Yeah.
So this will probably be out tomorrow, guys, because Archive checks out if he's not checking this out already, someone's going to tell him about it, and then he's going to compile it. I can tell. But oh man, good times.
You mentioned the submitting part, which is the lowercase m, and then there's the uppercase m, which is someone who reads the Quran and stuff like that. So I just don't see the connection that.
I think what I'm understanding you say is because Jesus submitted to who you believe Allah to be.
Korra, you wanted to be famous.
Oh, she's famous now.
You have no idea how famous you're going to be.
She's the face of the Motherite movement. I mean,
forever. You are the face of the Motherite movement in Islam.
He is considered a Muslim.
Yes. And I'm specifying lowercase m because obviously she brought it up, but I tried to make it very clear at the beginning of the conversation that I didn't mean Muslim in the sense that he abides by the Sharia and the Quran and he does pilgrimage and zakat and so on and so forth.
Right, so-
Oh, you mean you're not saying in the important sense that everyone knows you guys are talking about when you say Jesus was a Muslim. You're not trying to defend that. Okay, great. Thank you.
Of course, Jesus submitted to God. That shouldn't
did
be
he
the
submit to
question
the
at
one
all.
true God?
But the question should be: did Jesus teach what Islam teaches? And no, he did not.
I agree. That should be the question. So let me ask you this.
Whoa! Oh, no, she's saying that should be the question, but you gotta lay off the perfect. And I agree right after people say something that completely burns up what you just said, because it sounded like you were agreeing that Jesus didn't teach the same thing as Islam.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I love.
But
this,
she didn't
man.
say. Wait, let's.
This is one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
This
Let me just back that up to watch Korra's blunder there.
Okay.
So forth.
Right, so of course Jesus submitted to God. That shouldn't
did
be
he
the
submit
question
to the
at
one
all.
true God?
But the question should be: did Jesus teach what Islam teaches? And no, he did not.
I agree. That should be the question. So let me ask you this: did Jesus submit to the one true God?
All of us too. By
Okay.
If we were slimy Dawa guys, we would chop it off right after. I agree, and not let her say that should be the question.
Did Jesus teach what Islam teaches?
See, Corey is making a mistake here because I know what she's thinking. She's made it clear already. She's thinking that different prophets have different laws. She thinks that Muhammad's law is Islam. And so when she says that Jesus taught something different than Islam, Jesus didn't teach Islam, she's like, yeah, I agree. He didn't teach Islam. And what she means is that he didn't teach what Muhammad's laws were. But to say he didn't teach Islam, she kind of like cut herself there with that. But this is already, I mean, this is just, it's all that, it's just, everything is just icing on the cake at this point.
I agree. That should be the question. So let me ask you this: did Jesus submit to the one true God?
All of us too.
Okay. Did Jesus submit to the one true God?
We believed in two different one truths.
Yes.
But I know. I'm asking.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes.
They're on point, right? To show that Jesus is a Muslim in any meaningful, relevant sense, worth debating, it would be Jesus submitted to the God proclaimed by Muhammad and the Quran. Did Jesus submit to that? You would have to prove it. And you can't prove it at all because the God described in the Quran, if that God's revelations are correct, he's an even bigger mushrik than Korra here.
He did. Amen
to Yahweh.
Yes, he did.
He is
Yes.
Yahweh.
And the
all
one
at
true
once.
God is triune and has a begotten son.
Okay, perfect.
What did she say? Did she said something about the one true? Is she saying there's two different senses? Can you rewind that part? I just don't want to see what that.
Who, Korra or the Christian?
The other, the Christian lady. One of the.
No,
Christian
she's
ladies.
pointing out. Okay, when you say true God, we're talking about two different true gods here, right? There's
I
the true
thought
God,
she was
and there's what you think of as the true God,
okay.
and they're not the same.
I thought she was saying like how you guys have two definitions of Muslims. Well, and I thought because she was the one who said something about the Chinese and the African thing, so I thought she was playing with like making a joke. But okay, never mind. So it's something else.
Hey guys, Little homework assignment for afterwards. If you think up any Yamama jokes or anything like that apply to Islam and you didn't get to post them in the chat, post them in the comments after this is done. I will check them later because I am going to want to make an awesome video on this.
Different one true.
Yes.
But I know. I'm asking.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Amen.
To Yahweh.
Yes, he did.
He is
Yes.
Yahweh.
And the
all
one
at
true
once.
God is triune and has a begotten Son.
Okay, perfect.
So back to the fact that Jesus taught that God is the Father. The fact that God Allah rejects being a father in the metaphorical sense, and he rejects being a father in the literal sense. So in what sense is Allah a father? Because you can be a creator without being a father, correct?
Sure, in this instance. But let me ask you this. You said that he rejects fatherhood in the metaphorical sense. What verse is that?
I already referred to it. However, I want you to
Wait,
answer
I would like a quotation.
That's
though.
great. But
Girl, you've been shining for this whole time. Can you just let her talk?
I
What was
know,
the question?
I asked what verse, so
I
I
know
want
you did ask me a question instead of answering mine, so it would be great if
It's a clarification.
that's great. However, I think you can answer my question without needing clarification. It's called engagement, and that's something that the sister on the end was asking about, if you can engage.
Of course, and I would like
Please.
to engage. Yeah, I would like to
This is
engage.
what
In order for
correct-
This
is
just,
so good.
This
Way better
this
than I
just,
thought.
This just reminded me of when they first started, like when it was Christina debating the Muslims, and then Korra defined the Trinity, and Christina goes, "Wow, and it's very good that you were able to do that accurately." She starts talking to her like she's a 4-year-old, and now they're having to do it again. Oh.
engage. I want to know the evidence for your claim, because you made the claim that he rejects it in the metaphorical sense.
And you made the claim that Jesus is a Muslim.
I feel like we're getting in the weeds, though. I want to focus on Jesus.
Oh, let me answer her
Focused on
question, then I'll go back to that.
So, in order for you to prove it, again, the burden of proof is on you, because you did say that Jesus is a Muslim. You agreed that Jesus taught that Allah is a father, and we talked about where Allah rejects it. You said that there was a correct sense in which Allah is a father. We are asking you what that correct sense is, because Allah rejects it throughout your book.
Okay, perfect. So the reason why I asked where he rejects father in the metaphorical sense is because that doesn't exist. So Allah does not reject fatherhood in the way that I defined it. He does not reject the meaning that is being the creator and the sustainer, and the way that the Old Testament ascribes it to individuals, and the correct sense that I mentioned. That's exactly why I asked you what the reference was. Because when we quoted the verse in Surah Al-Ma'idah, Surah 5, Ibn Kafir specifies the meaning that he is rejecting, and it's not the meaning that I specified. So let me ask you this. What verse does he reject fatherhood in the sense that I referred to it?
There is no verse where father is connected to being a creator. That is why I asked you the question, can you be a creator without being a father? Allah himself says that none can come to him as other than a slave. So can you come to Allah as a child of him, in the sense that he's your creator according to him?
With that title, absolutely not.
If you can't come to Allah as anything
I was in the
but
middle
a
of
slave.
responding.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
go
perfect.
ahead.
So, and the reason as to why I specified that title-age is because as Muslims, we believe that we come to Allah with what he accepts from us. So if
Exactly.
Allah specifies that he is not allowing us to refer to him as a father in this Sharia, then we are not allowed to do so. But we are also not capable of making positive claims that there was never a point in time in which that title-age was not used.
If Allah is rejecting that you can come to him as anything but a slave, can you come to Allah as a child?
Beautiful. I answered that question. I said with that specific title-age, no. And the reason as to why
So
that
Jesus isn't a Muslim.
is because Allah does not permit that in this Sharia. So let me ask you, does Jesus abide by the Sharia that's in the Quran?
Did you guys catch that? If Allah says you can only come to him as a slave, can you come to him as a child? No.
Or does he abide by the Sharia that was
Absolutely
given?
not. That's another reason why he's not a Muslim. What you guys are having to do, because the claim is made in the Quran, is you're having to go back and try to reconcile something that Muhammad said that is blatantly wrong. Muhammad obviously didn't know the contents of the Bible well enough to know that this claim would completely fall apart. And that's Go ahead.
I was going to say, and what you're asking us to do is to listen to Muhammad, who came 600 years after, as opposed to the eyewitness testimonies of the apostles who were with Jesus, who said that he claimed to be God, that he was not a Muslim, that he came to fulfill the old covenant. He was a Jew. He wasn't a Christian. He was a Jew who fulfilled the old law, and then he came and he fulfilled it by saying, "I am the Son of God." In John 5:18, he says, "I'm the Father." John specifically says that they wanted to kill him because he claims to be one with God. He claims to be one with God, and that's why they wanted to kill him.
And what does he say after that, though?
Verse what? Verse.
So you're quoting
quote
John
verse
10.
30.
Yeah, you're
John
you're-
5:18.
Okay.
It says that they wanted to. John wrote that they wanted to kill him because he claimed to be one with God. He claimed.
So that says because you claim to be the Son of God. So the one she's quoting, she's saying claim to be one with God. That's where they say you call yourself the Son of God.
On the same level as God.
Okay, perfect.
the
But
Father.
what's interesting is that Jesus himself responds to this, though, because, for example, when he makes the claim,
goes
"I and the
Zephaniah.
Father are one," when they pick up stones to stone him, he asks, "For what crime are you stoning me for?" And he says, "We do not stone you for some sort of a crime, like, for example, adultery and whatnot, but rather we stone you for blasphemy, for you are a mere man claiming to be God," right?
So you
And then
agree
he
Jesus
says,
claimed
wait,
to
hold
be
on.
God.
And then he says after that, he says, "Is it not written in your law that you are gods? Why would you stone me for claiming to be the Son of God?"
I don't-
So
Wait, now this is just insane. This is just insane if you actually understand what Jesus is talking about there. But you can just grant right there, right? So Jesus, quoting a psalm, says you are gods. So Korra just granted that Jesus said that people are gods. By the way, everyone, that's not a. In context, they're saying, we get to kill you for calling yourself the Son of God. And he says, well, according to the Psalm, it says you are gods. Now, what it is there, it's Elohim, and that was used of God, it was used of false gods, it was used of angels, and it was used of human judges who are God's representatives. So it's a broader term than just the word God. But the point Jesus is making there is you can't kill someone. You can't give someone a death sentence just for saying the words. You have to show that it's false and that the title doesn't actually come from God, right? Mm-hmm. So you need to show that I'm not allowed to use this of myself, because you'd have to show that I'm wrong if you wanted to execute me. And to prove that, he says, well, even in the Psalm, he gives human rulers the title Elohim, and so you wouldn't kill them. You're going to kill them for that? You're going to kill them? God said it about them. Therefore, you can't execute someone on that. You have to show that it doesn't actually come from God. That's the point he's making. But according to her, Jesus said, you're gods. That's how she made it sound. Jesus, hey, you're all gods. I'm a son of God. You're all gods. Or everyone's a god. That's what the Muslim Jesus said?
Yeah, she just destroyed Islam once again.
Korra annihilated us. And this is the point. They're so desperate to attack Jesus that they'll destroy Islam in the process, and they just don't care. Let me say back up a little bit.
Jesus claimed to be God.
And then he says after that, he says, "Is it not written in your law that you are gods? Why would you stone me for claiming to be the Son of God?" So he qualifies that. So Jesus says, "Why would you stone me for a claim that God makes about you when I claim to be the Son?"
What you're asking for us to believe as Christians is the word of Muhammad over the words of the people who were with Jesus.
Right. So you could go, granting all of that. God called human rulers and angels, and he calls them Elohim, right? Would he be doing that if this is the same God as Islam? And she just defended Jesus calling himself the Son of God. Now, what she wants to say is, well, it doesn't mean a divine says he's calling himself the Son of God. Jai, can you call yourself the Son of God according to Islam?
No.
Korra just admitted he's not a Muslim. He's not a follower of the religion. Great job. Great
She's
job.
just destroying Islam.
And she was saying one who submits to the true God, but the God of Islam would never say things like that. So not the same God, Not the same God. This is bad, man. This is terrible. All right, there's only a little over a minute left. Let's see.
Who said that he claimed to be God, who said he didn't write anything about how he claimed to serve the one true God, Allah. And all I have to say is this, is that I don't think it's a coincidence that we continue to see prophets that come after Jesus, and they're always trying to change his message. We see this in Joseph Smith. We see this in Muhammad. We see this in Charles Russell. They always try to get close enough to the truth. What does that sound like? A deceiver. Close enough to the truth to sound like it is Jesus's message, but they twist what is the most important part, which is that he is God. He's the Son of God. So I don't think it's a coincidence that we see Muhammad claiming, yes, Jesus was a Muslim, or any of the claims that we see in the Islamic religion, that Jesus was a good prophet, or he was a messenger of God. It sounds good, but it's a little bit of a twist that actually causes the truth to be a lie, because I think it's demonic in nature. There's this demonic entity that is saying, say the truth just enough that you can deceive people.
And we need to, really quickly, and we need to understand one thing. It's always going to be a little circle between me and I and us, right? So in the Quran, Jesus is a servant. He's a prophet of God. But in the Bible, he is known to be Jesus, Lord and Savior. He forgave sin. He allowed to be worshipped. So no matter what, there's going to be a little thing right now. So
that was a massacre.
That was great.
Hey,
this is amazing.
Hey, anyone see any reason at all to think Jesus is a Muslim out of that?
Nope.
I saw zero reasons. You know what's crazy? I just because we're at 1,400 right now. We're at 1,400 people watching. I went and glanced at Hijab's stream again. He's got people calling in. He's doing live call-in. 739 people watching, guys.
He dropped. He dropped.
People are leaving his live stream to come watch ours. And this is his weekly premiere. This is his new plan for getting out of bankruptcy and being able to sue LadyLogic. I'll just do shows and it will be the most popular show in the world, and no one's watching. And the only people who are watching want to see someone burn him up again, and they're probably all screen recording because they know he's going to delete it afterwards after he gets humiliated again. These are good times, ladies and gentlemen. These are good times.
Amazing. Amazing.
All right, got a bolt here. So let's take these last super chats. Momlins are going to hate this. Momlins. Korra the mosque father of Mama Law. Your mama's so Muslim, her God only got half a brain. Korra once heard Shema and got confused. Mom Law is mom and Korra is her fast talker. Yeah, that's the new Shihada. Mom Law is one and let's see. I'm not tracking how Korra began the mother rights.
Yep. Oh, you have to rewind. It's a great story.
Yep. So she made an argument for why it was okay to call Allah Father in Bible times, and the exact same reasoning would show that Allah is a mother metaphorically. It's father metaphorically because he creates, but would be mother metaphorically. And so Christina brought this out. So, hey, if you're just going to say, well, he's creating, well, a mother, a mother gives birth to life like God. So could we call Allah mother? And she says, no, because you don't have the precedent for that in the Bible. Oopsie, I showed the precedent in the Bible. And it's not something they can say is corrupted because that's the book she went to. She went to Isaiah, and it's in Isaiah 42, which is their favorite prophecy from about Muhammad in the Old Testament. Oopsie, oopsie, oopsie. So, and it gets worse because I'm guessing you didn't catch everything. She believes that Allah abrogated. When Allah is saying, don't call me father, don't call me father, don't call me father, the entire universe is ready to fall apart if you call me father. She's saying that's Allah abrogating what he previously allowed. In the Bible, he allowed himself to be called father, but then he abrogated it. But he compares himself to a mother in Isaiah 42, and that was never abrogated in the Quran, which means you can't call him father, but you can call him mother. Hasn't been abrogated, and it's all thanks to Korra. We would not have this without Korra stepping in there and getting crushed by all these Christian ladies. I got there, no comments. And is Allah a mom because the Quran is a white man? Yeah,
Oh, that's the mother of the book. Oh, now we got it.
Yeah, now we know who the mother of the book is. So the Quran is a white man.
Whoa. The mother of the book. We finally solved the mystery.
Now we know what the mother of the book is.
Wow.
Allah, mother of the book. Wow.
Amazing. This is historic, guys. This is
one of my favorite things ever because, again, it's rare to just get something that's just totally new and devastating and an awesome source of mockery every time they try to bring up one of their most common responses. These are awesome, awesome times. And then to get this new Dawa hero who's going to take over the Dawa. And she's going to be the new debater, and she's going to run around debating everybody, and then it's not going to work because she's going to be mocked for this forever. This is what happens when you want to get famous, Korra. This is what happens when you want to get famous, and you want to do it by dirty, slimy means. This is what happens. That's life. That's life, Korra. You're stuck with it.
Life.
All right, John, any final thoughts before I cut out?
Yeah, guys, historic is a lot's going to come out of this. Funny times are going to come out of this. A lot of good things, and we pray that it's fruitful. And we thank you. Thanks for having me. And yeah, Jesus is Lord and Islam is false.
Awesome.
Well, yeah, I kind of did the whole Easter today, but yeah, thanks for letting me stay.
All right, guys, and so I'll be live again in about 24 minutes or so. We got Mary Harp, an apostate of Allah, and Mary Harp says she can show from the Muslim sources that the best evidence we have shows that Muhammad had a micro pee-pee, and that there are multiple lines of evidence for this. So these are cool times. We'll be covering that at 8. And again, if you come up with any more your mama joke, I'm going to go through the chat again. I'm going to start at right when the mama jokes started happening. I'm going to take notes on all of the awesome comments. But if you think of any more, put them in the comments, the regular comments section, and I will check them out. All right, good times. Remember this for the future. You'll be able to tell people when this is being used all over the world later this year. You'll be able to say, and I was there. I was there. All right, guys. See you in a few.